We have the peak of the Greek. You should hear him speak. The most dope from Park Slope, the Chobani of comedy. Mr. Yanni Poppy himself. Ladies and gentlemen, Yannis Pappas.
I like that.
You know who Yannis Pappas is?
Yannis Pappas.
Yannis Pappas.
Yannis Pappas.
Yannis Pappas.
Yannis Pappas.
Yannis Pappas. Yannis Pappas.
I feel like I'm breaking the rules with you guys. Instead of drinking alcohol, we're down here podcasting.
Ooh,
yeah. This whole opportunity out there to become another person, I might take it, dude. I'm bored of being a guy. I've done it all.
You've done more for the Jewish people than we have.
Done a lot of good things for the Jews.
Oh yeah, what else?
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech Eloheinu. And then that's all I know.
Some of my favorite podcasts, like Yannis Pappas.
Watch some more Yannis Pappas.
Trump's making it to 130. He's gonna be the oldest person.
He's blown out, dude. He looks like he's got his ass on backwards. He's got a gunt. He looks horrible. You see lesbians bi. They're the first in. Few the proud, the butch. Few the proud, the bull dyke.
This economy better get back together, because a lot of us hookers is losing money.
You're funny, bro. You should do comedy, man.
I've been told that.
All right, everybody, welcome to episode number, I'm being honest, I don't know when this is going to come out exactly. It's going to come out right after.
Sometime.
It's going to come out soon. It's either 51, 52, something like that. But we have a very, very special guest with us, like really special. But before we get to him, a couple of quick things. Number one, if you're watching this, please like, subscribe, and comment. It would mean the world to us. Number two, we are now sponsored by Red Bull. That's a total lie. Absolutely, there's nothing about that that's true. Maybe
It's a
one
good pitch, though. It's a
It is
good
a
pitch.
good pitch. Yeah.
Maybe. By the way, if you just lie always, and if I would have just went strong with that, and for like 23 episodes straight said we're sponsored by Red Bull, people would like literally believe it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
And
For
we
sure.
still would have no Red Bull
Honestly,
money though.
I wish we were sponsored by Monster.
I've a guy we had on this podcast actually. He's a big real estate guy, and he told me straight that on his resumes, he's like the managing director of a very big firm in the city. On his resumes, he literally wrote that he graduated from Wharton. He never went to Wharton. He's like, they just don't look. So I just like made up the greatest resume I can find, I could think of basically, and boom, no one ever looked.
Yeah.
And he got the position, and he's going strong for a long time now.
like
Anyways,
It's like George Santos.
yes,
Yeah.
that dude.
Yeah.
What's the deal with that guy?
Yeah.
He's got a very nice imagination, and he knows how to sell. Kid knows how to close, and the product is him.
Is he still there?
He's still in
still
Congress.
there.
Yeah.
He's like one of those guys who just like he thinks he's Trump, as in like he won't back down, but he's just not Trump, so it just looks like it looks way worse.
Yeah, no, he's not even. Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is a lie. He's
Right.
He's like a.
It's like Fire
would he not
Festival of
get
Congress.
He's like Brazilian. Say again.
They say he's the Fire Festival of Congress.
He really is, man. I mean, I love him. He's very entertaining.
Talking about the Fire Festival, this guy, Billy McFarland is going round two.
He's going what?
Round two of Fire
Second
Festival.
Fire Festival.
What's a fire festival?
You don't know about the whole thing that happened on that island? Wait a second.
Fire Island?
You don't? No,
Yeah.
wait.
No, not Fire.
Fire Festival was a festival like 6 years ago that this guy, him and Ja Rule, an old rapper.
Oh, okay. Now I
that
know what you're
guy,
talking about. Yes,
Billy
yes, yes.
McFarland.
Yes,
He's doing it
okay.
again.
Yes,
Oh.
and he's
He's
doing
running
it
that shit
again,
back.
and he just sold out.
I mean, people don't care anymore.
It's unbelievable
We're
that-
post kind of like post
post
character,
everything.
post morality. Yeah, it's just the optics are real. Whatever.
Giannis,
Whatever you can get
I'll
away
be
with.
honest, I haven't introduced you yet. I feel like people are watching this. I feel like you guys are rolling strong.
I'm a friend from Shul.
We picked him up at Kiddush.
Yeah. We met in the kibbutz in Israel.
He's a communist.
We met in Haifa, where I have been many times.
Oh my gosh, we'll get into that in a
right,
second.
let me introduce.
But let me. I'll give the quick introduction.
Okay, sure.
Hand it off. But guys, we have with us Yannis Pappas, legend in his own right, truly.
Thank you.
You are. But I'm gonna give it to Zachy because Zachy is the guy. I call him Zachy.
Oh,
when
you call me Zach and everything?
Sometimes I go to Zachy when I
Sound
love
like
him so
my dad
much.
now.
Yeah, you're turning into you're just adding to your boomer essence a lot.
So
Call me
we're
Zach.
gonna hand it off to Zachy. He is the comedy nerd.
I'm
in this
getting a
group.
raise if you're calling me Zach on the podcast.
Yeah,
I'm
Zach, take it away. Go ahead.
I stole doing this type of thing straight from Throwing Fits Pod. Shout out them. But we have the peak of the Greek. You should hear him speak. The most dope from Park Slope, the Chobani of comedy. Mr. Yanni Poppy himself. Ladies and gentlemen, Yannis Pappas.
I like that. Yeah, you
There we
wrote.
go.
That's a nice bar.
I wrote
right
that
there.
like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah,
Yeah?
I like that.
Yeah, Chobani of comedy. It was really a vehicle for just that.
Sounds like
sentence.
you crossed the main avenue, Crown Heights, a few times to be able to write those bars. Yeah.
Listen.
And he's musical
Is
also.
it still one side and then the other side.
Yo, Crown Heights is weird like that now.
Yeah, one
I
side's-
live on Utica, which is like sliced between. My right is the Caribbean, and
Yeah.
then to my left is Hasidim,
Right.
Jews, and then but now it's crazy. These like adventurous 21-year-old blue-haired,
Oh, yeah, they're
non-gender
everywhere, yeah.
specific white women are moving in like
Wait, hold
by
up,
the
yeah.
truckload.
That wasn't.
Yeah. By the truckload, and they're it's getting hip. There's nothing cool there yet, but
Yeah.
there will be.
Oh yeah.
What's the number one hit place? Bushwick is the number one hit place right now. Like what's
Bushwick's
number one hit place?
Hip,
Probably
like-
Dumbo.
no
Number one.
different types of hip.
Yeah, you mean
Not
like
for
hip,
nightlife.
like young, kind of not that rich, kind of trying to make it, kind
Yeah.
of hip.
Yeah.
Artsy,
Probably
kinda
Bushwick.
Bushwick.
Bushwick
yeah.
is, right?
Yeah, Dumbo's like
Dumbo's rich now. Rich.
Yeah.
You have to be rich.
Have
Your
to
whole
be.
thing just had like total. I'm just like going back, and you're like a non-gender white woman. It's like, what is it though?
Yeah, right. Yeah, not gender.
If you're not gender, you can't be a woman. That's basically
Yeah.
what you're
fine.
Saying, like, white
unless
people-
you want to be, and then you can't.
Correct.
Yeah, unless you want
it
to be.
might
then
be
you
she,
can't.
they. I don't know.
Yeah, and then you go, well, you can't. And she just goes, well, I can. You're like, all right, well, we're at a standstill. Yeah, it's nothing we can do. Valley Stream also getting very hip.
Is it?
Is it?
No, he's
Yeah. Look,
I
we're
actually bought that. I bought that for a
For a
second.
second, I was
I
like,
saw
really?
a couple of slanted yarmulkes when I was walking down
we have a lot of non-gender white black people.
It happens to be funny because right outside of Valley Stream is an area is Rosedale, which is right by Francis Lewis Boulevard, runs through Rosedale, and it's a different type of community than Valley Stream. Valley
That's
Stream
a
is
nice
like
way to say it. Yeah, I drove through there. I was like, where are these guys? Are these guys going to kill me? Where am I going right now? Yeah.
well, you should, yeah.
Yeah. It was very Brooklyn in that way. Very Crown Heights.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just kinda
Very
cross
it's a little
over.
segregated.
So,
yeah.
so they made an entrance into Valley Stream, and more specifically my house, and stole my car like 2 months ago. And that's when I realized very quickly that Rosedale's right next to my house. Like, it's right here.
Oh, yeah.
And they were in my kitchen stealing my things, including my keys. And this guy was on the phone with his girlfriend.
You were here.
He
I was here.
Why
I
do
was
I
there.
Rob it.
Ex-girlfriend now, time. She's awesome, but I
You're
was
a horrible guard friend.
Yeah, I was FaceTiming, and
He was
it was
he was FaceTime.
It was 2:26 in the morning, and I thought it was him going down for a kitchen munch.
Right.
Literally, I thought he was going after like some like chicken poppers, and then like I wake up the next morning. I'm at work. I get a call at 11 a.m. Me and him had just gone out to the bar the night before, but I was driving, and he's like, "Have you seen my coat?" I said, "No, I haven't seen your coat. I don't know what you're talking about." He's like, "Can you check your car?" I checked my car, and it wasn't there. I go back, walk back into my office, and he goes, "Sam," and my Hebrew name Shmuley. He goes, "Shmuley, did you see my car this morning?" I said, "No, but I figure your assistant took it or something." He's like, "No." No, bro. He walked
favorite part
outside,
of this-
no car.
My favorite part of this is
Car
that,
was gone too, yeah.
is that I'm imagining Shmuley like on FaceTime with his girlfriend, and he's like, "Oh, that's Laibel getting a snack." I guess he learned Spanish.
Yeah. The worst part about it is that I couldn't pin it on any particular race because you can't see in the cameras who the race is.
That's the worst part.
That was very infuriating about that entire thing. I was ready to go after someone and be really racist, and I couldn't be.
Right.
Could have been some white boys for all I know.
You have no clue.
Are
Yeah.
you? Let me ask you, Yannis. Are you big late night munch guy? Like come down 2 a.m. like you're hungry and just pig your face out?
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah.
What's your go-to?
Yeah.
What's your go-to pig food?
Whatever's in there.
I know, right?
Yeah, whatever's in there.
But
How
what do
do
you
you-
keep
yeah.
stocked?
Well, right now we got me and my wife have 2 little girls, so I'll just get into their stuff. So it's a lot of like Gerber, a lot of Gerber.
God.
I'll be eating a lot of Gerber bars. Yeah, and then my daughter will be like, I want the snacks, and they're just gone, and I just
Yeah.
act like
You're eating baby food.
You're throwing down like
amazing.
the tiny little applesauce.
Yeah, the little things that dissolve in your mouth that they can't choke on.
Slurping down
They call
Go-Gurts.
puffs or
Yeah,
something.
the puffs and then the yogurt thing melts. Oh yeah, I pop those things like
It's true. When you have kids, your snack game automatically just like quadruples.
and whatever they leave, I eat. Yeah, and sometimes
I-
I'll preemptively eat. Didn't know she didn't eat yet, and then my
Yeah.
wife will yell at me. And
That's
then,
that. I've knocked out a whole bag of string cheese before, clean.
Yeah,
No, totally. Like there's a bag. Like there's certain families I'm close with that I go to for the Sabbath.
Yeah.
And like their string cheese, like they bought before the Sabbath like a thing of string cheese, like
Yeah.
a package, and they wake up the next morning and there's no yolk crunches, no string cheese, and I just like their kids are just hungry the next day.
With string cheese is irresistible.
yeah.
You can't let go of it.
But do you string it? I don't string it. I just
No, I
crunch
Thousands
it.
of years
Yeah.
we've had cheese as society, and it took some genius to realize it tastes better when you can peel it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
No, I disagree. I just
Oh,
chunk
don't
at
tell
it.
me you
I don't know if it tastes better. It's definitely funner.
It's
if you're looking to have
fun.
fun eating string cheese, you want to pull it apart. But if you want to get straight to the point,
You're eating it like a serial killer.
No, we eat it like a gay guy.
You're deep throating your string cheese.
Yes, correct.
You gotta peel.
And not only that, I
That's
jumped
the
down.
call one from the rabbi.
He's the guy that takes the popsicle and just bites into it.
I actually do. Do you? I crunch
you
down
don't.
on ISIS.
Yeah, no, I eat it like a
You guys are
carrot.
disgusting.
Oh,
Giannis,
no,
you
man,
understand,
bro.
bro.
That gets
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
That gets the teeth.
Yeah, like I mean,
sensitive.
you know when you see someone else get kicked in the balls and you get ghost pain? I
You
just
get
thinking
that
about my
pain.
buck teeth and
Yes.
something cold, I'm feeling it now. Like it's ghost pain.
No, I don't get any. There's no side effects.
I just-
there's no side effects.
I just think about.
Not even weight gain.
yeah, well, that one, yeah.
I'll be honest, I can only think of one thing in general in life, and that's my end result. And all I want to get to is how good the Italian ISIS tastes. So even though I'm like chomping down on it and it's hurting my teeth, I know that within 1 second afterwards, that great cherry Italian ISIS taste is going to be in my mouth. I'm going to be good. I'm going to be good to go.
Yeah, wow, you jumped. There was no segue to the Italian ice. We're straight. I was like, where are we? Is there straight? Okay, we're on
No,
ISIS.
because we were talking about ISIS before, Yannis.
When were we talking about ISIS?
I said that he chomps down on popsicles.
Sorry, I was caught on the ripping apart.
yeah,
I was still disputing whether it changes the taste, and it doesn't.
No.
It just makes it more fun.
We got some questions for you, but it happens to be we're talking about ghost pain that just came to mind. You've been shot.
I have, yeah.
You've been shot before.
Yeah.
Outside of a club.
Yeah.
So you've probably said the story 100 times. I want to hear it again. But also like what that was like what's your pain tolerance like?
It was great. No. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it doesn't hurt because the adrenaline kind of takes over, but it burns. Took
it
a second
does
and
not
then it
hurt.
burned. It burned. It was hot.
That's what it is?
Yeah, it's hot. Yeah.
You got shot. Was the guy trying to shoot you or you got caught in like a crossfire?
I don't think he was. No, he wasn't. I wasn't the one who had a lot of money on me. My friend had a lot of money on me, and my friend was Jewish.
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
Yeah.
Which bank did he run?
I don't know.
Which city's weather did he
kept
control?
it a secret. No, he was definitely. Yeah, he had the weather. I think he did South America.
Great. Okay.
He was.
Okay.
He was. He
does
wasn't
good
in the
work
big
down
leagues.
there.
Yeah, he does. He was really controlled. He had the dial on that. And he was carrying a lot of money. So it was an attempted robbery, but I saw the gun. I sort of grabbed the guy's arm. It went off, and I got shot in the leg.
Oh, really?
Oh, you were okay. You got involved.
you were a hero.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it was a hero. It was just a reaction. It
Oh,
was
that
a
is
fight or
not the
flight
story.
reaction.
That was not how I read it. They didn't. Some article did you dirty.
What did they say?
They didn't mention the fact that you reached for his gun to try to get the gun out. They were
I
just like
didn't
he
try
got
to
shot
grab-
outside a club. They made it sound like you were like some degenerate.
Right. Like I was some low-level victim of a crime.
You're a goddamn American hero.
Yeah. No, I wasn't trying to grab the gun. I was just like trying to. I saw it and I was trying to like push it away. So I like pushed it down and bang, he fired.
And you basically saved a Jewish guy's life, which
don't
means
know.
you're getting into Jewish heaven.
Yeah.
And
That's what you call a mitzvah, no?
yeah,
Yeah.
big ass mitzvah.
I
man.
did. Yeah.
Yes.
I did save
You've
Jewish.
done more for
yeah.
Jewish people than we have.
Yeah. Yeah. I've done a lot of good things for the Jews.
Oh yeah, what else?
Well, friends, I've done a lot of favors for friends. Do you get into Jewish heaven if you do that?
Yeah.
I thought
yeah.
there is no Jewish. I thought it's
No,
like
there's Jewish heaven. There's no Jewish hell. Apparently.
right.
No, there's Jewish hell. It just only lasts
Purgatory.
11 months.
11
Yeah,
months.
yeah, we do
I like
purgatory.
that. And then you guys go to Florida.
Yeah, we can do it. yeah. We can do whatever the hell we
First
want.
of all, Mykonos.
Mykonos now.
It's
right.
much better. We
Right.
change based on where the world goes and where the new developments happen.
That's right.
We create the developments
I
also.
mean, you can say that, but the Jews
Yeah.
are going to Florida. That's
Yeah.
That's where,
Well, you guys figured that out. That is a great thing. It's a great move. That's
the
a
Florida
strong.
move?
Oh yeah, that's a strong move.
We
Yeah.
did, by the way, during COVID. You don't
Yeah.
even know how many flocks of Jews ran to Miami Beach
Yeah.
and Surfside.
Yeah.
Ran.
People say, you remember the building that collapsed in Surfside?
Yeah.
There are people that say that so many Jews moved into that building that it just done.
under the weight of
Horrible
their,
thing,
of their
but I'm
Judaism.
sorry I laughed.
No, they
People
brought
died.
so much cash with them. The building just fucking just.
Yeah.
So many
Yeah.
catches under their mattress because they wanted to evade taxes.
But no, it's a strong. It was whoever like that generation. They were just like, "What are we doing here?" They were like January, February, March.
I feel like it's been like the move for like literally forever in America that like old Jewish people just there's something happens in their biological clock and they're like, I need to retire to Florida. I need to get skin cancer. Like they
Yeah.
need to go. And now it's just the young people. They're doing it 40 years earlier. They're
They
like,
just don't want to deal with winter. And why would you?
Oh, if they
Everyone's
didn't wanna
dealing with
deal
winter,
with
and they
New
go,
York.
"Why would we deal?" And they just Yeah,
I gotta be honest.
yeah.
That's not a terrible thought process.
That's what I'm saying.
Makes
it's an
sense.
amazing,
Oh, yeah.
it's an
Jews are
amazing
smart.
move.
When
yeah.
when shit
Weird.
went down in New York
Yeah.
and you weren't doing shows, right?
Right.
You weren't right.
Just podcasts.
Just
yeah.
podcasting. Did you think like fuck this? I'm moving to Florida or
Andrew
Cali?
Schultz
or-
did. Andrew Schultz moved to Florida because it was
didn't know
open.
that.
Yeah,
When he
they
came
were-
back.
They were there for.
He came back with his
6
tail
months,
between his legs.
8 months. No, they were
COVID?
down there. Yeah, during COVID.
He also did, by the way.
Yeah, I moved down there
smart.
and I was making money off of Cuomo.
There you go.
That's it. Like
Yeah.
he was paying me like $1,000 a week. My friends,
Oh, you were getting.
I was getting unemployment, and my friends' in-laws couldn't rent their apartment that they usually rented out, so he had it for free on the beach.
There you
And I
go.
was living like a king, and I'm the youngest in my family. My family was pissed.
Oh,
They're all doctors. They're like working their ass off for 12 years. They're just trying to like get by now in Cleveland. I'm like, fuck y'all, ocean.
So your family's all doctors.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Do they know about this podcast?
Yeah, they do. They do.
His
They
mom
must
is
be
one of
psyched
our.
about
Oh, they're psyched. Oh, they're psyched.
You're hitting on a very, very sensitive topic
Very
right now.
psyched.
Mom is our favorite commenter.
Yeah.
Time out. You know that his mom met my mom last night at a wedding. True
They said
story.
they have to start a support group.
First time. I kid you not. Here's how the conversation went. First time in 8 years that they met each other. His mom walks over to my mom. His mom is a little more brash. I feel really sorry for you. I feel your pain. This is what she says. My mom says, I believe it. My mom then says, can we please start a support group? Your mom says, I'll get all the moms from Cleveland. Like it was comedy. It was straight.
Oh yeah, her comments on most of our things are parenting fail. Oh, stop cursing.
Yeah. Listen,
But when this
Good
thing
Jewish
gets
mom.
huge, you're gonna go, see?
Yeah, once it
That's
makes
it.
money, a Jewish
be like,
mom, like they have
look,
They'll be like, all right, I see, yeah.
I went from living in Florida unemployed to living in Florida unemployed.
Yeah. This is great. I feel like I'm breaking the rules with you guys.
You
I feel like
are.
this is like
Totally.
Yeah.
You're
totally.
doing an Avera.
It's a Jewish
That's the-
speakeasy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of drinking alcohol, we're down here podcasting.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're down here hiding from the Nazis podcast.
Talking irresponsibly.
We're cursing.
We're the Anne Franks of podcasts.
Yes. This is dangerous.
What did
yeah.
your parents say? Your parents were on board with the comedy?
They weren't thrilled with it. Both my parents were lawyers. They weren't thrilled with it.
Does Greek culture have that thing, that like pressure?
Yeah.
It's an immigrant
I think
culture.
it's an immigrant thing. Yeah, I think it's an immigrant thing. Yeah, they were, my brother's also a lawyer, so they were like, didn't
Family
understand-
lawyers.
All family lawyers.
How
yeah.
early did you know you're like, I'm not, there's no way I'm doing
From
that
the
shit.
beginning, I was just always class clown. I was always getting in trouble. Yeah, I was always just trying to make people laugh, and so I was never good at anything except sports. I was good at sports and making people laugh.
You literally just sound like
This guy. This is this guy right here.
Yeah.
He's great at sports, and he can make people laugh, but he cannot get up before 12. And you paid him $1,000 a day.
Hey, it's your nature.
Yeah.
You can't change
You
who
can't
you
fight
are.
nature.
I mean, listen,
Can't fight
yeah,
nature.
yeah,
He's also a good musician, actually.
yeah. So,
He can do all the things
You're
that don't
never
make-
going to be a doctor.
Yeah, no, I do
Once
all
you
the
picked
things
up
like
that guitar, it was over.
correct. I
Yeah.
do all the things that can't make money until you're like the 0.01%.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I'm not black, nor do
Even
I have hair.
Yasu was like, "Don't do it, dude. Don't go get a job." Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think most musicians nowadays like would be like, don't do this.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's tough. I think now.
Also, for sure, after COVID, like they're making no money.
Yeah.
They're making no
Well,
money.
for a while they couldn't tour. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like
Yeah.
all the arts. Like, what was comedy like during Corona?
Podcast saved everybody.
You got-
Yeah. A few people. We at the time I had a podcast called History Hyenas.
R.I.P.
with
long
Krista,
forever
yeah,
nights.
rest in peace. But so we actually grew during the pandemic. Guys like Tim Dillon and Schultz all grew. Certain podcasts grew because everyone was home just listening, right? You know,
Yeah, I think. It
Why
goes
did
with-
you stop? Apologize. Why did
go.
you stop the podcast?
me and Chris.
Yeah.
These two, hard to get two people who want to do different things.
Creative differences, yeah.
Yeah, creative,
Yeah,
whatever,
100%.
yeah.
Totally.
That was
understand
that I wasn't on your stuff yet at that time. My roommate watches his Yannis. He still thinks it's like the best podcast he's ever seen. But what I've noticed about you've been on my radar. I was listening to your that album you had from 2016.
Yeah,
Like I think I listened to that in 2016.
Yeah,
So you've been on
wow.
my radar forever. Yeah, I'm a comedy nerd, but the podcasting world, you really position yourself so well during COVID because like it's like how do you now see people at the shows who are probably like,
big
oh,
time.
you're a stand-up? I didn't like I I thought it was gonna be a podcast. You know.
Yeah, well, I mean, they know I'm a stand-up, but so many people come out from the podcast. Yeah,
It's
it's
you,
bigger than
Stefano, Dylan, and I literally think like the top 3 comedy and
well,
and Rogan
Schultz
and Schultz,
Rogan
yeah.
and-
Can I ask you a question? When did you start this journey, and when did you break through?
Yeah.
And granted, you always feel like you could break through.
When
more,
did
but
the Greek parents say, you know what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah,
So,
exactly. You ever?
Yeah, I did these 2 characters online, Mr.
Marisa?
Panos and Marisa, and they both caught on a little bit. So Mr. Panos caught on with the Greeks, but much like what you guys are doing, a lot of Greeks hated it. They hated it.
They thought you were like a traitor, like because you're playing on
Right,
stereotypes.
making fun of the Greek tropes, stereotypes. So there was a real love-hate relationship with the Greeks with that. But a lot of younger Greeks loved it. And then Marisa just exploded, like in Florida and New York and certain cities. And so that's when I kind of broke a little bit because I would do live shows and they would just sell out like that, you know? And so I would do her, I do the character, I do stand-up.
Okay.
And so slowly I got into clubs.
They
and
became
stuff.
like a big part of your live show.
Yeah.
You like
yeah.
adjusted. You're like, okay.
Yeah. They just, people wanted to see it.
Would you do stand up in character?
I would do stand-up as me and then she would come on. And I would do bits as her.
Very few
Yeah.
comedians do. What's his face? Nick Kroll is
Nick
famous for
Kroll,
doing that,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I can't think of
clarify,
anyone else.
she would come on as you coming on.
Yes.
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 No, I'm making uncontrolled.
That's exactly right.
Let's get a slow clap for that.
I'm not sure. I haven't seen this.
I'm her in character as Yannis right now.
I'm a girl who acted as a guy who's a girl who's a guy who's a girl.
I make sure you were able to
He
transition.
brings his cleaning lady.
I'm making sure he was able to transition.
Is,
Make
Maurice,
sure.
is Maurice's character trans?
She's trans, yeah.
Yeah, you were also early on the trans
early.
boat. You were 13 years early on
It was
that.
2010 or 11, yeah.
She's also the most New York character of all time.
very New York. Both of them are very New York characters. And I had other characters that were very New York too. That got a little, but they didn't explode like those two. Yeah.
How
those
did
two.
you? So how long are we talking before you? There was a pop in the efforts you were doing.
You know, I really started doing stand-up, I'd say, really started like 2005, 6.
What
That's when I
counts as
really started.
What were
Because
we
I
doing
started
before
in
then?
2000, then I got shot, and I took a couple years off.
Where did you get shot? Pause.
In my leg.
What
right
a
here.
weakling.
How
Outside of-
serious?
I don't
How
lose a
close?
day of work just
How
because
close
it's
to an artery?
Close to the crumbs.
the chrums.
Yeah, like right near the crumbs. Up high.
Thank God, as they
And then
say.
you miss the artery. Your parents would know that. There's
Yeah,
major artery
yeah,
there.
yeah, they would.
But you wouldn't know that because
Fuck
you
you
became
guys.
a musician.
Were you okay?
Huh?
Were you okay? Like, were you conscious the whole time?
Yeah. I was conscious the whole time. Just bullet, and then the bullet stayed in my body. It didn't get like lodged in my butt
Still in
cheek.
there?
No, it. They left it in though because it was too deep, and they just said it would work its way out, and it did. Like the body will
Came out one day?
reject a foreign object. It will slowly push it to the surface. So
awesome.
it got closer and closer, and then I went to the surgeon. They pulled it out.
I thought you just shat it out. I thought like it slowly got pushed towards the rectum, and then just one day it was like, I think I really have to go. Oh,
I just heard
man.
clank. All right, there it is. Bloop. And then it got backed up, and then we did a podcast.
call that.
Yeah,
So you really started in 2005. Then when did
Yeah.
you see that pop?
that was 2000 and beginning of 2011, end of 2010. That
So
was
you were hustling.
hustling. Then you get on some TV stuff. Best week ever. At that time, it was important. I got a job in Miami that I took, a TV job, Fusion, in 2013. Then I did a sports show. I did 2 sports shows. I did a half-hour Comedy Central.
You're like into sports.
Yeah. Well, I played
You can talk
basketball. Yeah, and I've
Yeah,
had a
you
couple.
mentioned that.
You can talk
Me and
sports.
DeStefano had a sports show on MSG called The Bracket that they played forever, and then
Was it comedic or nature or
kind of
not?
comedic?
Kind
They didn't let us riff anything though because
they suck.
yeah, they just like
Too rigid.
very rigid. When it
Can't
comes
think
to
out of the
athletes.
box.
And I understand, like it's like when you're an athlete, I get it. You got like you Nabisco deals, you get deals with Adidas.
Yeah.
So
You can't be caught saying
It's
anything,
hard to mix comedy and sports. So many people have tried it. I've had 2 shows that
Yeah,
tried
you can't
to do
even
it.
tweet a documentary about Jews controlling the world.
Yeah, I mean, what's the world coming to?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Insane.
I should ask you guys since you're in control of it.
Yeah,
What is
yeah.
the world coming to? What do you guys got planned?
You haven't earned the right for us to tell you yet.
I will tell you. I personally think that listen, we are making sure that Trump gets indicted 4 more times. And then after the 8th time, we're gonna make sure that Biden croaks, Kamala's gonna come in, and that's pretty much where it
You don't
ends.
even have to.
We don't have
do
to plan
anything.
that.
Yeah, that
It's gonna
sounds
happen.
like
That's guaranteed.
It sounds like
That's
Amor
gonna
Fati right there. It's gonna happen. Yeah, I don't think you
heard
gotta
that.
do anything. That's just fate. That's just.
Well, I wanted to ask you a question because you're bringing up these TV networks. You've been on MSG, had a network, right?
Well, that was
the
the
sports
show.
one.
That
Yeah,
was the
that was
sports show.
brackets.
Yeah.
You were on the Fusion Network, and you were on AOL's TV network.
AOL, yeah.
AOL had a
What
TV
are
network?
these networks?
So AOL had a lot of money. AOL got bought by Verizon, but AOL for a while was making content, and they
Were
had
these
a
like-
lot
Really?
of money.
Were
Yeah.
they- I was gonna say which
Yeah.
one of these was like the jank. Can you
Fusion-
talk about which
Fusion
was the
was-
jankiest?
Fusion was owned by ABC, Disney, ABC, and Univision. They tried to start a network that was like going to target millennials. They built this $100 million studio in Miami, and that's where I went. I had a show on that new network.
Oh, nice.
It failed.
I can tell you it failed because I don't think any of us have heard of this
It
network,
failed.
and
Yeah.
we are
Fusion.
millennials.
Yeah, Fusion. It failed. It failed like in a year.
I've
or
heard
two.
of Fuse TV.
Yeah.
They're a phone company that
I haven't
okay.
either heard of it, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think
He doesn't
you-
know shit.
AOL probably had the well, Dolan and MSG's got a lot of money.
Yeah.
But
Who the hell is
AOL's
watching MSG's TV network?
New York. It's in New York. It was
New
local.
Yorkers.
Yeah,
New Yorkers. Nick fans.
Nick fans, yeah.
Nick
Okay,
fans.
yeah,
Nick
yeah,
fans.
yeah.
Nick
fine.
fans.
There's a bunch of
Rangers and Rangers.
low
Were you?
life-
Let me ask you
Yeah.
a question. Were you a big baller? Sorry to.
Yeah, well, I played in high school, and then I got recruited for some D3 schools, but I ended up going to American University, which is D1, so I tried to walk on. I didn't make it, but I just hung out with the team and like practiced with them. And
Wait, there's a decent amount of
cool.
Greek guys in NBA, right? Doesn't Greece
Giannis.
always produce
Well,
like a
Giannis.
few?
Giannis
Giannis.
Pappas Antetokounmpo.
but it is a big. They're good. The Greek teams are good.
Wait, is there a guy that made with similar names? To him?
No,
it's same
Giannis,
name.
same name.
Yeah, he's
Spelled
Nigerian.
differently,
Oh, I
but
thought
it's
the same
name.
last name or similar last name.
No, it's
No,
the
because
last
you
name.
should
I
know
just
when I
put it
first
together.
when I was googling you, so I know what I type in Yannis Pappas into Google. Like the 7th thing that comes up is I just want to get the name right.
Don't bring up the
Giannis-
porn thing.
No, is gay porn with you?
You're
just getting
It used to be number one.
ran.
What happened?
Is a guy named Yannis Papadopoulos.
Who's that guy?
He has millions of followers on YouTube.
That's like Milo Yiannopoulos' brother.
Yeah.
It's. I thought it was you doing like you
And
doing
Milo
a character.
Yiannopoulos isn't Greek either. He just
He's
took
not?
the name. No,
You're joking.
no, it's not his real name. He's not Greek.
What is he? Is he gay? He is gay, but now we
Gay
don't.
is actually
now-
not a race.
yeah.
No, but now we don't know. No, I know,
Well,
but I'm
he's-
just saying, like, if he's lying about that, he could
Maybe
be
he's
lying
not
about
gay.
anything.
Well,
he
now
also
he-
dyed his hair blonde.
He fixed himself supposedly. Now he says he's straight.
That is the
Yeah.
most Milo thing he could
Oh
possibly.
yeah.
Who's
he's-
this? What happened?
Fixed
There was a
himself.
time in my
Milo, yeah.
life many years ago
Yeah.
when I was like, he was like the shit.
Yeah.
He was like the shit.
Yeah, he
Just
was
like,
fun
oh,
for a
he'll say
second.
anything.
Yeah.
Were comedians appreciate what he was doing?
Yeah.
What happened again?
Milo Yiannopoulos.
Milo Yiannopoulos.
Right, he was with the Ben Shapiro. He was like for a minute with Ben
Yes,
Shapiro.
yeah,
Ben
yeah,
Shapiro
yeah.
has totally like.
He was
Well,
on Breitbart,
you
then he
know,
got fired from
Well,
Breitbart.
anti-Semitism problem.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
comedians
yeah,
fuck with him?
he's got. I think he was a picture
A
of him
little
throwing
diss.
one of those. Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Throw it up in the
Yeah.
air, baby.
It was the child pornography.
No, but he
No,
also had one of those.
Oh,
That
yeah, Hitler?
also.
Yeah, he had one of
Both,
those.
both.
Yeah,
He was with some neo Nazis.
Yeah.
Honestly, for whatever reason,
Once you're a
I know
neo-Nazi,
this-
you might as well also be a pedophile. Like, you're already you're so fucked socially.
Well,
like,
they're getting pretty diverse, though. I mean, look, you got Kanye. He's black. The Nazis are getting inclusive.
the Nazi getting.
And then you got the Fuentes kid. He's Hispanic.
Hispanic,
Nick
yeah.
Yeah, I
Fuentes,
mean,
yeah.
it's really
true.
getting diverse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's inclusive. Nazis are getting
But there's
inclusive.
also a lot of overlap because Fuentes is also a big misogynist or incel, and
Yeah.
No
Kanye's
longer-
also a rapper.
Yeah, but
Do you guys know that Kanye's a rapper?
Yeah, Kanye.
He's not just a famous anti-Semite. He
Yeah.
made music.
By the way,
No longer are just Germans trying to kill Jews. Everyone. Hey!
By the way, the great part about this was like Adidas basically.
You're laughing a little too hard at that, Giannis.
Wait a minute.
Come on, everyone.
The water's warm. Come on in.
It's actually funny because
Come on down.
Integrated Jew hate.
full vertically integrated system.
New hate has become cross-intersection.
They've taken our financial system and applied it to anti-Semitism. We're gonna vertically and horizontally integrate everyone.
There needs to be safe spaces in colleges for non-binary anti-Semites. Is what I'm really arguing for.
They need to be protected like
Yeah,
everybody else.
trans anti-Semites, protect trans anti-Semites,
Yeah.
protect them. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's actually I'm blanking. What was I gonna say? Fuck.
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I
It's
had
not in your
something
brain.
specific in my
Vastly
brain.
intelligent.
Fuck. No, I had something in my brain that I wanted to say.
Not mislabeled, misfired. Misfired thought.
No, 1 second. Fuck, I'm not gonna be able to remember this. It's gonna come to me in 1
You're
second.
shooting blanks.
You're gonna be talking. I'm like, oh fuck, here we go.
Yeah, it's fine. You'll just interrupt someone.
Yes,
And then-
exactly
yeah.
what's gonna happen.
I think, yeah, it's funny.
Oh.
There he goes.
I loved
Giannis, shut the fuck up. I remember what.
Adidas. I still remember this when Kanye came up with this whole thing. Adidas was like, all right, that's it. We're suspending all Yeezy sales, blah, blah, blah. When the whole thing died down, they're like, yeah, we have $1 billion of sneakers still on the line. We're going to start selling them now, actually.
yeah.
Like, all of a sudden, we're like, we're not taking this $1 billion loss.
That's another example of how people just don't care anymore. Then people start buying them again.
Yeah.
Like,
totally.
Yeah. It's
Hey,
like,
you give anything 3 months, and the general populace gives up. They
things
forget.
move so fast now, and everyone's outraged about everything. But that also is worrisome because then, like, you get something like Kanye, like, who said crazy stuff, and people don't care about that. You know, it's like
Right, you
we're all
want people
numb
to
to
care.
anything.
Yeah,
if
that's
you're
a
not
good
killing
point.
someone in front of me, I'm like, scroll past it. I don't know. Like,
Literally.
yeah, like we're just numb to everything.
It's like next. It's gonna make me laugh.
Yeah.
Next. War in Ukraine.
Overstimulated.
Who's doing that show?
By the way, we've been talking about that. The war in Ukraine, we could find out in a year, I feel like, that there's
Died down.
1,000 people being massacred every day at gunpoint.
Well, I feel like I could ask you guys because on the internet culture's big on saying the Ukrainians are Nazis. Now, if there's people who know Nazis, it's going to be you guys.
Yeah, but we don't know Ukraine.
It's like gay people with gaydar, right? Like you guys get a gay guy. You go, is that a gay guy? Like if we want to know someone's Nazis, you got to ask some Jews. Like, what's your vibe on Ukrainians? You picking up a Nazi-ish vibe in Ukraine?
So I will say that
Make this a
hit
clip
it on
for
me.
me,
I
by
think
the
he's a
way. This is
Nazi.
funny. I want a clip of this.
I'll tell you. So we do all. Migrate is probably the wrong word. Zach could probably give me the right actual word. But for the high holidays,
Migrate actually is the right
Migrate
word.
is the
migrate is where we all go to. There's a famous rabbi that's buried actually in Ukraine, in Uman, Ukraine, and we all go there.
Breslov.
We all go there. A lot of Jews go there, like 60,000.
It's a little bit. It's like a smaller version of like Arabs go to Mecca.
Yeah.
Muslims go to Mecca. So this is it's
Right.
like our once
So-
a year Mecca thing.
So I will tell you that when I was there, I was scared shitless. When they would like be at the board, like look into the car, and I was like, "Is my head about to be blown off right about now?"
Right, right.
I
They're
did have
making
that
money
feeling,
off us.
but they made a lot of
We
money.
stimulate that economy.
We did.
Yeah,
and
that's
like
why
a
they
fucking
allow it.
pro-
What are you
Prostate.
scared? You're scared because they're like Russian-ish people,
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
I don't-
Because all Russians are scary.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Ukrainians are
All
scary.
that is Eastern European.
Yeah.
What is
all
that?
that Eastern European like area.
Russian,
What is that?
Eastern-
Russian,
They're
Ukrainian.
scary. They're not afraid. Death is what they do well. They die.
Yeah,
Like the
they're
way, you know.
just, they're just not afraid of.
They just, you look at any battle in history, it's like, and then it's always like, and then 1 million Russians died. They just throw bodies at death. They
It's a
just,
war between China and Japan, and then 1,000 Russians.
yeah,
dropped
just 1,000. It could be anything. It'd be like, a girl was picking up strawberries, and 1 million Russians died. It's no matter what, they just died. They're like the Kenyans run marathons, like Russians just death.
So what is that? That's my question.
They live up in a cold.
It's just a
place,
brutal existence.
brutal winter.
Just hardcore motherfuckers.
Yeah, just hardcore kind of people.
Yeah.
They live in the mountains and they're just.
Not a lot of comedians
Yeah.
coming from Russia.
Greatest thing that I think happened.
No,
in
no,
Russia-
sense of humor is not great. No, not in Russia.
No,
Yeah.
Putin. We found out that
I mean,
he was
if-
not a
if
big
Putin
fan
jokes-
of comedy.
I was gonna say.
If
You'll fall
Kreischer's
out of-
the machine stories to be believed, some of them have a good sense of humor.
Yeah, they're
I was gonna
scared
say Putin, like he's on the. This guy's hilarious. I don't know if you saw. He just literally.
No, he's funny. That's what I think of when I think of
No,
Putin.
but he fucking
Yes.
just killed his rival midair. Did you see
I
that
mean,
shit?
the guy, whoever the pilot was of that plane, and then when he saw that guy walk in, the pilot was going, "Oh God!" He just called his wife. It's like, "I love you." So I mean, can you imagine having the guy who tried to run a coup on Putin get in your plane on your gig? You walk in, you hop in the cockpit, have your friggin' vodka laced coffee or whatever those animals drink for breakfast. And then you turn around and you're like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Not
This
this
plan's
guy.
not landing.
Emily, tell
Yeah.
the kids I love them.
Yeah.
I love you too.
And him, to think that he could go in the air and like he was going to
Survive.
land.
Yeah.
It's like Jeffrey Epstein ordering an Uber.
It's like,
He's like, "You're Jeffrey."
God damn it.
yeah. So did you pick up a Nazi's vibe there?
Wait, I already forgot.
Ukraine.
I literally only
Were
met
you
two-
Ukraine? Were people
I've
giving
li-
you that look?
He's the only one that's been.
Were you just scared because they look scared? Did you
Yeah.
get anti-Semitic vibes?
Yeah.
I can't give an answer to that. Truly, like I have
So
no
then
idea.
probably
didn't,
no,
so
not
probably
big.
not.
Not big. Yeah.
It's hard to know. Like,
ordinary Russian-ish scary.
Yeah, correct. Yes,
Yeah.
that's how I
mean,
would
also
say.
wouldn't surprise any of us. A lot of poor Europe is still anti-Semitic. Like Poland fucking hates us right now. Like
Yeah.
the countries that aren't killing it, like Germany loves us now, like best fan. But
I think they have to.
I mean, yeah, I feel like they're making reparations.
you actually can't.
they actually have 5 more years of being nice, and then their quota's over according to the UN, and then they're allowed a Holocaust.
Yeah, like you could go to jail for saying hi to a friend the wrong way there. Like if you're like, hey, they're like, it's actually illegal. Like it's against
Dude,
the
you
crime.
can't throw a flag. That if you throw up the tiniest bit of German pride,
You're
you
out.
are
Yeah.
sus.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
your high's got to be real. If I see you guys, at the gym, like, hi. Looks like jazz hands. I'm like, hi.
Well, you know something?
Because they'll actually put you in prison for one.
Well, you know
It's
something?
that's a fact.
That's a fact. This
Really?
is this
It's an actual German law. You cannot.
can Jews do it?
Can't
though?
what?
That's a good question.
Because I would love now to go
like-
back
that's
to
like getting
Berlin
back the
and
N-word,
walk
yes.
around Berlin marching like this. Like,
should
fuck
be able
you guys.
to. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be able to.
I will tell you something. The exchange for killing 12 million people is that you have to go 100 years without being able to, give a good halal.
Without being
Kill
able to
another
hail a
12
cab.
million.
You can't hail a cab.
And you have to be able to take jokes about it for the rest
Forever,
of you being
forever.
German.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
no.
I constantly ride to anytime there's a German in the crowd, I just
Ride
call,
'em.
I just go straight into Nazi jokes.
It's crazy because I do have some empathy that I do just because these are like great grandkids of a Nazi. Like they're really like not anti-Semitic
I
at
don't
all.
care. Fuck them.
And it's just like they'll
Yeah.
go to a
Deal
comedy
with
show
it.
and if
Yeah.
they say anything out loud and a comedian hears that accent,
Yeah.
you're done. You are
I
done.
don't care. I don't care if they won a Nobel Peace Prize. You're still Nazi scum, and that's what this should be for like ever. They
should
just
know.
did. I mean, that's not
Hey man, if
for
we're-
what they did.
hey,
That's not
man.
that bad.
Hey,
It's not
y'all,
that- it's not
that
your
bad.
people tried to get us to become Hellenists. So like, if we're going
We
by
tried
that,
to help you guys out. I mean, what do you want? We came
Yeah,
up with all
but
the
you know
math.
something? 2,300 years is the
Yeah,
amount
that
of
was
time.
enough. That was
2,300 years later, he'll say, okay, fine.
Well, the Greeks hate the Nazis because they conquered Greece. So my mother actually grew up in Nazi-occupied Greece, in Crete.
Oh shit.
She was from Crete. She was a little girl. Yeah.
Wait, how old's your mom?
She died now, but she was.
sorry.
That's all right. No, I mean, she was 90. She made it.
okay,
it's
yeah.
not a
Oh,
death.
she made
it's
it.
like,
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
That's
she
a
won the
solid-
race.
yeah.
It's a solid run.
Yeah.
Solid
Yeah.
run. Yeah.
I
She-
always say,
yeah.
sorry for interrupting. Between me and you, 70 with the fire life, 65 banging life, 90.
Jesus Christ, that's young. I don't want to be 65.
Yeah, 65's young.
So
bro.
90 okay life, 65.
What's a banging life for you?
Just unbelievable. Just
Cursing a few times? I mean, you're Orthodox Jew, so what's a real lit life?
No,
He
making
tries
this,
pig once. He
this
has pig once.
podcast.
I had one ham sandwich.
No, this podcast makes it.
Yeah, okay.
Makes it.
Bang.
Real makes it.
So
like
you're good
Joe
now.
Rogan.
He's good. He's good. He
knows
can die
65.
tomorrow.
You're going 65.
It's a close call. Maybe
Oh, for
68.
Rogan, Label died 40.
Maybe
Jesus Christ.
68 I'll do.
Give yourself a few more. My God, 65. Shit.
But part of a few more is that you don't get to have the other moments in the first 65
The
years.
average is 77 now. I mean, we don't live in,
I know.
Yeah,
We
but
don't
you're
live in
eating
Bolivia.
porridge the last 17 years.
Huh?
You're eating porridge your last
applesauce. It's good.
You're
You
eating that now.
eat
Yeah.
applesauce every night.
He's prepping. He's prepping.
Do you see what's going on with Mitch McConnell? Do you think I want to be sitting there in front of everybody
I
like,
just,
"Ah."
I mean, it is crazy that is one of the jobs that you just, I mean, Ruth Bader Ginsburg was like 103. And she was like, they were like putting her head on her body and she was like,
But she was sharp, though. She was sharp as stack.
I mean,
So, yeah.
sharpish. I mean, she had like
Sharpish.
one lung and she was 98. I mean, she was, and they were like, hey, Obama was like, hey, maybe you want to, you want to retire because if you died, and she was like, I'm still working. You're like, you're dead.
Don't you think?
You're dead. You're a dead person.
Don't you think Trump, unless he gets shot, which is always an option, Trump's making it to 130. He's gonna be the oldest person. The dude.
I think he'll just drop quick.
Right, because he looks
Yeah.
very good for his age, which
Yeah.
is remarkable because he does not take care of his health.
No,
Right,
when
that's
you
why-
see him
why
on
I
the
think
golf
he'll
cart, I
live
mean,
forever.
he's blown out. He's blown out. Dude, he looks like he's got his ass on backwards. He's got a gunt. He looks horrible. But Dianne Feinstein's like 90. She's 90, dude.
Who's Dianne Feinstein?
She's a senator. Yeah. Senator Feinstein. She's 90 years old. This dude is 88 or something like that.
The McConnell's hardcore
McConnell's
glitching, bro.
How old is he? 88?
He's the
Who
tortoise
works
in the
into their
race.
80s and their 90s?
Well, why are they still
People
working?
retire at max 72, 65. I mean, our president is what, 80?
80. I think he's
Oh, we
Right.
had a podcast
82,
with
I
who's the
think.
lawyer? we
There's
had a
one
podcast
thing
with?
you cannot like Biden, you cannot like Trump. Let's be real. They're only 3 years apart, but Biden is in a different planet cognitively than Trump is.
He's
not functioning.
He's not functioning anymore. He's
I think
he just has that look in his face. Like it's just like it's always kind of like what's going?
Yeah.
Huh?
At all times, he's making up cities in Minnesota. That's it.
It's just, I mean, but there's got to be an age. There's got to be a cutoff. There's got to be like,
Why don't we have
they
a
got to
cutoff?
just walk in on Capitol Hill to their office, just crack open a bottle of applesauce, take a spoon, and go. It's over.
Night.
Yeah, night.
Hey,
Mr.
I
McConnell.
put the pill in, and that's
It's
it.
applesauce.
Well, you're the
time.
history buff. What's why like has that always been the case that they just decided that senators can work forever?
Yeah, I just don't think that there's a.
No one's ever put up a fuss about
I don't
that?
think anyone's ever put up a fuss about it.
Now would be a good time to put up a fuss.
I think it's a good time to put up a fuss. Yeah.
I don't think it was ever like this to the degree for some reason in the last 5 years between Biden, McConnell, all these people that are just on live TV, just literally croaking. Like that's what's going on. They're just croaking.
Yeah.
They're having actual like cognitive.
And they're always like scummy politicians, and those people always live forever.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, and
the
now
good ones die and the old ones.
Yeah, I mean, it's
No,
like,
if the really great politicians live forever, then the Canadian guy who used to do crack would still be around.
what's his
Rob
name?
Ford.
Rob Ford, that
yeah.
guy was
Forever
Yeah.
fly peacefully.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my God.
It's hard to stick around forever when you're just
Doing crack.
When you're doing crack, okay.
Unapologetically.
Oh yeah, no, he enjoyed crack. I don't know anyone who that says that they don't like it. There's nobody who tries crack. It's not for me.
Most of them don't become mayors of Toronto.
People go, oh my God, I got to do that again to ruin my life and steal toasters now. I got to break into people in Valley Stream's houses and steal their cars while their friends
I
are on the
gotta
phone.
wear two different pairs of shoes right now immediately.
It's funny because I'm on like whenever I'm tired. I'm always consistently tired because I like to work pretty hard.
Do you have sleep apnea? Do you snore?
I have like
Yes.
You should check it out.
I should.
He has a completely normal voice though.
I should.
Sleep apnea, I have it. I've got a mouthpiece that changed my life.
You did, right?
Yeah, I pull your jaw forward.
Fucking
I think
nerd.
I maybe have it.
Do you snore bad?
I don't know. I don't snore bad.
You snore.
Yeah.
Bad?
And you're tired all day? Just get an at-home sleep test. You just get them online. Go to lofta.com. That comes to you.
How much are they paying you?
It's like $100. Yeah, they should, right? But yeah, and then you send it
gonna
back
do
to
this.
them, and then they'll let you know. And if you have like severe sleep apnea, you got to use a CPAP. And if you have mild to moderate, you could try the.
I really wonder if this is something that I have.
And if you have extreme Judaism, they'll take thousands of dollars.
They will, yeah.
That's actually interesting. I really wonder.
Make up your name. So
Well, either way, I was on Addie's, so I was thinking
you
Addie's.
should look into it because it changed my life, and it's a serious thing that a lot of people
You
have.
feel awake now?
Oh, dude, it's crazy. When I look back, I don't know how I lived my life that way. I was tired all day. I was like,
Just because you were just breathing better
just
at night?
don't breathe. You get no oxygen. Your brain gets no oxygen. It's bad.
I
It's
have a deviated
connected
septum,
to
and I
us.
wonder if I definitely I can't breathe through my nose.
Well, do you snore hard and are tired all day?
I'm tired all day. I don't snore, but I know for a fact I'm not a mouth breather at night. I'm a nose breather, and I barely.
Yeah.
It's worth the test.
You're
it's
dying.
like $100. You take the test. It's
take
like
the
$100
test.
something bucks. And
Anyways,
gonna change
I
our
hear you.
lives.
I'm actually gonna try
welcome
to
to
do that.
this sleep study podcast.
So I was on Addie's.
Sleep
and
number.
I'm like, I think I need more. They're like, you don't need more. You need crack cocaine, bro. I'm like, I am never doing cocaine because if I'm on cocaine, it's game over. I'll be
you would
already
love
laying.
it.
I'll be already laying with no nose after a year.
yeah.
You would love
can't
it.
do
You would love.
Yeah.
You're already laying heavy.
You're already
no-nos.
wearing a Ferragamo belt.
What does
You
the
would
rabbi
love
think
Coke.
about Coke? What's worse,
Oh, they're
podcast or
pro.
Coke?
Podcasting.
Podcasting.
Podcast is worse?
Anything that you say about the Jewish community that they don't want to know is worse than any
Coke.
drug.
Worse than Coke.
Yeah, you can be doing
'Cause
heroin
we're an
and they'd be
embarrassment. We're a
like,
shanda.
It's
yeah.
called the Shanda?
Well, that's
Also,
yeah,
drugs
Yiddish
in the
word.
community. Again, it's not a positive thing, but there's a decent there's a nice
A lot of
amount.
Jewish businessmen. They're doing Coke.
People like drugs, don't they?
yeah.
I've never done drugs.
You've never done drugs,
Scared of drugs.
including weed.
I smoked weed in college.
Okay, sure.
Like high school and college.
Sure.
But that's all I did.
So you never done. What about psychedelics?
Never. Nothing.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not messing with.
I've never
I'm
done
scared
anything.
to that. I don't want to lose.
Okay, hey, I'm with
There
you.
we go. Same.
Here's my take. I've done psychedelics. I've never done any of I've never done cocaine. I've never done obviously heroin.
Yeah.
If I make it to 80,
Yeah.
I'm doing every single thing.
What was the psychedelics like? What'd you trip? What'd you see? Did you see God?
I know.
Who's right?
Oh, Jesus. Apparently Christians this whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Jesus.
Abs.
Abs.
Well, kind of. He's Jewish though, so it's like he was Jewish.
a
So it's
Jew was
win-win.
right. A
Yeah,
Jew was right.
A Jew was right. Which
yeah.
is often the case. Yeah.
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 A Jew with great hair, which is rare. But
Yeah.
no, he I didn't see that much. Honestly, I'm planning on doing them again soon because I wanted crazier visuals.
Yeah.
Because you see movies and you're like, you want that like crazy music video experience.
The kaleidoscope situation.
And yours was just kind of regular?
I was like thinking about
just
my
watched
childhood
The
a lot.
Office?
I had a lot of them. Yeah. I did accounting on shrooms, honestly. I was like over my taxes, man. It's like pretty.
Jesus,
taxes.
yeah, maybe they weren't good shrooms. Maybe you just ate regular mushrooms. Like
Well, the
dried
guy who gave them
mushrooms.
to me watches our podcast, and he's very upset when this comes out. He'll be like, they were penis envy. They were the best strain.
Yeah, well, now he just found out you got shit shrooms, guy.
I feel like a lot of comedians, I feel like a lot of your friends are into drugs.
Oh, comedy's big.
Comedy's big on
Everyone's
drugs.
got, everyone's got something wrong with them in their childhood or something that makes them want to tell jokes. Yeah, nobody's
So
like,
drugs are fun, and comedians, their whole thing is they see life.
yeah. I know, but also it's just pain over the pain. I think there's a little painting over the pain going on.
Yeah,
just a
of
nice
course.
little
He always
layer.
talks about this.
Yeah, I say comedians have they have. I think it's the highest suicide rate of literally one of the highest suicide
dentists.
rates. Dentists have huge chunks. They get terrible back
I'd
pain.
like to know.
Psychologists
Can we look that up?
and comedians. I just feel like every year another comedian commits suicide over something, and I think that it's because like you have all this trauma and all this stuff, and you're talking about it consistently.
Yeah.
It's like you're at therapy, but there's no therapist there. You're just trying to get laughs at your own depressive self.
right. That's
So it's
right.
like a
You're
whole
using
thing.
trauma for validation, which is never like a winning.
Right.
Right.
Do you
Yeah.
think
Right.
comedians are predisposed to a certain either defeatist attitude or at the very least just what's the opposite of optimism again? Pessimism. Yeah.
Yeah. Neuroses, pessimism. Neuroses, I'd say. The best comedians are neurotic.
Neurotic.
Yeah, so neuroses, which
You seem
in
very
real life
unneurotic.
I'm very neurotic.
Very neurotic.
Yeah.
Hear
What
he's talking
regard?
about?
Yeah,
Let me
I'm
example.
neurotic.
Bro, between the
Jesus
sleep
Christ.
apnea and no drugs.
Yeah, I'm neurotic. Yeah, I'm neurotic.
I need it.
I'm not like crazy, like I'm not like germaphobe or anything like that, but
So in what
not
regard
Howard
are you
Hughes.
neurotic? That's all.
neurotic about death, about safety,
Right.
about
Right. Okay.
just panicking about stupid stuff.
Are you like the guy that goes and like checks to see if his door was closed 3 times?
When I
before
was a
you go to
kid, I would
sleep?
look under the bed, in the closet. I'd have to check everywhere. Yeah,
Afraid of clowns?
no,
afraid of clowns.
I'm not afraid of clowns or spiders, which is weird.
Interesting.
I like spiders. They eat bugs.
You afraid of black people?
Black people?
Yeah.
No.
Only in Valley Stream.
If they steal his car, he gets scared of them.
I found a quote of yours
Yeah.
from a really tiny, like shitty magazine or like newspaper, but it's like the most beautiful pessimism I've ever. This is like
Ooh, let's hear it.
philosophy.
Yeah.
There's no way out of the funhouse. We're here for the entertainment of God, or the simulators, or aliens, or whatever. This is one big reality show for some higher intelligence, and we will never get it right. That's why your life is either a tragedy or a comedy. Your perspective is either comedy or tragedy. Those are the only 2 options because those make the stories for the higher intelligence that are enjoying watching us. The whatever created us is enjoying the entertainment, so you'll never get it right. We're not coded to get it right. We're always coded to fuck it up.
Now I wrote that.
That's gorgeous
Is that
and
Twitter?
really sad.
Did I tweet that? Where is it?
No, you sent it to some random guy at a newspaper that's read by 2,000 people.
Yeah. What year is that?
Dude, this is a gem.
Yeah.
Is that from the
Was
Onion?
I guess I was high at some point. Yeah. That
You
must
tell me
be.
you haven't done shrooms, man?
Yeah. What year was that? That's a
I don't know.
I don't remember that.
2001.
That is one of my favorite quotes I've ever heard.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, all that I kind
Do you
of
believe
thought.
that?
I don't know. It's just it's possible. I mean, I
He
don't
doesn't know
know.
it sounded good.
It happens to be.
at
It
the
I mean,
sounds
look,
sound
they-
very good.
yeah, you look at coding and computers, you look at the math that they now know is in reality. It's a little freaky. It's a little weird. You know, this is like DNA is like a code. Everything's coded. Everything's numbers. It's they're creating realities now. Virtual reality is getting so good you're not going to be able to tell.
Oh, you're always. I just don't buy it. Maybe that's the classic like idiot, and in 100 years I'll seem like an idiot. But
You will.
bro, you're no.
They're gonna.
It's not gonna feel like this.
They're gonna figure it out. They're already like.
Well, porn is probably
they
putting
can
so much
already-
money into this.
They've already. Yeah. Well,
They always drive.
that's what drives everything.
They drive
Yeah, I
was
everything.
gonna
yeah.
say.
killing and that are the 2 things that drive.
Murder and getting a nut off. Yeah.
Yes,
Oh my
that's
God,
right,
black
yeah.
people are the best of both.
Yeah. But they can already read your mind through waves. So like they just did a thing where they were able to detect the song, the Pink Floyd's "The Wall" just through brainwaves. So essentially, inevitably, they'll be able to kind of read your mind based on the brainwaves.
Oh, that's definitely not going to get used for any nefarious purposes
Yeah, no, that's
by the
gonna be
government or
straight-
companies.
yeah.
It's going to be great for us regular people.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
really
Neuralink
crazy, crazy what they can do.
Hold on, Neuralink is the scariest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
I know. Well,
That's
It's like the brain chips that he's trying to do.
Yeah,
well,
like
it's
you want
actually it's a it's like a chip that they hooks into your brain and then can fix Parkinson's and all types of motor
Right, it can do
problems.
good things. Right,
Can do
so
good
they're going to
things.
use it for
Right.
good,
But
and then
humans-
someone's going to hack and then use it for horrible.
It's gonna be like the guy doesn't have Parkinson's anymore, but he's
But he-
randomly like marching into houses.
Yeah.
He sees ads for Pfizer when he closes his eyes. It's just like, oh, my Parkinson's finally went away. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Dude, they're gonna put ads in our thoughts at that point.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That would be trippy.
There is companies. This is happening right now. Right now, there are companies trying to get it legal. They're trying to get it passed. In whatever Congress, whatever, that they can advertise projections onto the night sky.
Wow.
They are trying to sell the night sky
Yeah.
to advertisers.
What does that mean? Like what happens on
you're
9/11 with the Twitter?
Yeah.
Except there'll be a Nabisco at the end of that.
It'll actually be an advertisement for 9/11 brought to you by Nabisco.
It's like the top.
It'll be
Never forget Nabisco.
you look at the moon through a telescope and it'll just say Coke. They'll just project Coca-Cola onto the moon.
There's gonna be like kids like in like the school trips to the planetarium. Like I can see Venus.
I can see Pizza Hut.
I can see Pizza. I can see pizza from my house.
It'll be crazy if they start like
my God.
branding just experiences. Like you go meet somebody and like and then in the middle of your meeting you have to say to each other a brand or something. It's just like they brand everything.
Listen, I would do
Like
that if
taking
they
a
paid for the
shower
date.
brought to you by like
If they
Apple.
paid for the date, would you not?
I mean, like,
Shmuel, would you? I mean, I think they have more money than us. Me and you.
Yeah.
Would you, if you were going on a expensive second date, you're like, okay, I want to spend a couple $100. Like, we'll go to a Broadway play, nice dinner.
yeah.
I would absolutely do an ad read to that girl during dinner if the company paid for dinner.
I would just be talking to them. I'd be like, "How was your day?" And brought to you. This question is brought
You
to you
rolled up
by
here
the
to Tesla.
NBA.
Would you not do an ad read for Tesla
Absolutely.
every once in a while?
And we're already doing like micro, advertising. Like it's all niche marketing now through the companies know that. Yeah, eventually the logical conclusion it'll be person to person.
Who do you have?
I would have walked in, you just would like Nike. Anyway, how you doing? just brand your conversations.
Brand your conversations.
Yeah.
This is the most
Nike
dystopian
pays you
thing.
just say, hey, just say Nike 15 times.
Yeah,
That's it. Just
Walk up to
figure out a
people
way.
in Times Square, just be like, "Pornhub."
Yeah.
You have to like work it in like no matter what the conversation
No
is. So
matter
it's
what.
like a really serious like.
Yeah, like my mom died.
Like-
Well, Nike
That's really sad.
says just do it. Sometimes
she
you
committed
wanna-
suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did it.
Your aunt hated her, but you should have just do it. Invite her, like Nike. Just do it. Invite your aunt.
Oh my god.
They hated each other, but
Who's advertising on your pods these days?
it's always right now it's DraftKings and Factor meals. It's like
Can I ask you a question? You don't have to answer this.
But
'cause
it always changes.
you have DraftKings advertising on your pod, right?
Yes.
How many listeners do you have? I don't know if you're able to say that,
Yes.
but if you can, how many listeners do you have to get to a place where DraftKings is making that
Oh,
offer to
where you get ads? I think
Yeah.
it's advertisers start getting interested when you get 10,000 like listens, views combined,
month.
whatever it is. Yeah.
Why the fuck am I not getting advertisers?
You should.
We don't
You-
have
you-
10,000 listens a month.
Yes, we do. Are you out of your
Between all our
mind?
pods, Of course we do.
Yeah.
Of course we
month.
do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, not
No,
each
I'm
pod.
sorry. I'm sorry. 10,000 an episode.
We're still getting that.
We're getting around there, yeah.
Yes,
we
you
are,
Between everything,
dude.
between YouTube, Spotify, yeah.
You guys
course
need
we
an
are.
ad rep.
I thought.
Who's
we
our
were.
ad rep?
There's
Yeah,
ad
All right,
reps
I
out
guess I'm
there.
just gonna have to be going into
I
Times
will
Square
give you
and
a
Getting
information.
you on the phone.
I'll get you. I'll send you. I'll send you some info.
I'll be honest that we started this whole thing 8 months ago, maybe 9 now.
Wow.
Yeah,
we just
did
started
fast.
this.
Yeah.
We literally just started this. We're 49 episodes released, 49 times 4, whatever. We started this, I remember, November 1st, whenever that was. So I've just been focused primarily on guests, and we've been very, very successful on getting those guests. By the way, one of my signature moves is the yarmulke kippah, just flopping.
Yeah.
Like I just want to be known for that.
What
So
a flaccid penis
What
in the
has
back of your
been?
head.
How have you guys got the guests? Just reaching out, going for it.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So the
He's
short.
very good at that.
yeah.
Yeah, so this guy's saying I have a flaccid penis on the back of my head. This is what we're dealing with.
Yeah, I mean, the rabbis right now are
Shmuley,
just going
if-
like this. They're listening and going like
If your
this.
penis looks like that,
It's black, bro.
it's a discus.
all right.
By the way, watch this.
Conversation.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech Eloheinu, and then that's all I know.
That wasn't bad.
It's
That
a
was not
lot
bad.
of bar mitzvahs.
Talking about that, Adam Sandler on Howard Stern just did this when they went word for word. Did you see that? They did the Haftarah.
Oh, they did that Torah thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I
Baruch
can
Hashem, Elokeinu melech haolam, asher
I don't
kadosh.
usually say this, but like as a Jew, I don't even want to claim Howard Stern.
Well,
Guy
I
gives
have
me
no-
the creeps. I do.
All right, whatever. I'm not getting into Howard Stern and my opinion on him. I'm just saying whatever happened on the show. So I just focused on getting guests. I'm good with that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So we've gotten on some pretty
We've
big
had
names.
some help. We've had some help.
What?
We had a little help.
Yeah, help is because we reached out to get help.
True.
That's
he
how it
was
starts.
good at getting help. Yeah.
I mean, you always have to get help in life. It's just making that first connection to get the help from the next connection.
Yeah.
Anyways, the point is that, I did it all, just to clarify. It was all me, okay? I just want to be 100% sure. Okay, go ahead. Anyways, the point is that we've done very, very well with that, but I've just been focusing on Instagram, like following, views up, etc. I have not paid any attention to, like, figuring out the advertising angle or bringing in revenue side. Like, to me, I'll focus on that when it's clear that we've,
We're going
popped the
somewhere.
cherry and that we're like past. I don't know if that's the right verbiage at all to use.
Sure. I mean, your community, no, but yeah, that's the right verbiage.
Right.
Yeah.
So once we've
I
done,
mean, you're going straight to hell.
Honestly, our entire community wishes we all did heroin. They want us to become heroin addicts.
But you got a lot of listeners, so it's got to be younger, right?
yeah.
Honestly,
So
younger.
we
younger.
actually did benefit. You automatically benefit when you have a niche market, and
Yeah.
because especially at the beginning, we were we were always a little bit vulgar, but we were like, our guests were actually other people in the community.
Yeah.
And they were literally like, our friends were just like people who are like kind of celebrities in the Orthodox Jewish community. Yeah. You know how marketing works. When you have a niche audience,
Absolutely.
like it's just you shot us up.
Right.
And then we are just overjoyed to be able to then kind of step on our community as a launching factor into the stratosphere. Just sorry guys, just get
Thank you,
down.
pardon me. Thank you, pardon me. Thank you.
Pardon me,
Thank
pardon
you.
me, pardon me.
Bye.
Auf Wiedersehen, Gesundheit, all right, goodbye.
precisely.
Right.
Remember, the point is that I have not spent any time. I'm just focused on honestly getting great guests like yourself and things of that nature, and we've really been doing that. So I'm gonna need you to teach me the ropes on how to get these advertisers.
Yeah,
No
you
question.
just need to get an ad rep and show them the numbers. It's very simple now. And then the companies see your numbers and they go, yeah, we want to advertise.
I don't want to get
this.
labeled.
They know who
Get
your market is. and
What's his name? I was
Yeah.
in touch with, who the hell are they? The booking agency, WME. That makes
Yeah,
sense?
yeah, that's
So I'm in touch with
agency,
them.
yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, we love what you guys are doing. Reach back out to us in 6 months because you're not just there yet.
Right.
They're
Okay.
like, you're
Yeah,
getting
that's
there.
fair.
That's what they told us.
Yeah, you told them the numbers and they were like,
yeah,
let's
they
see how
looked
it
at
goes.
us.
They want to see how it goes.
Yeah.
I think
But
to
you
get
don't need
advertisers,
that. I'll be
you need
honest
to
with
start
you. You don't
showing a
need
little bit.
agents.
Huh?
You don't need WME.
I know, right?
Yeah,
I do it
no.
myself. I've been
No.
doing it myself.
Do it yourself,
No, but
yeah.
part of the problem is that I also do real estate full time. So that's
Yeah.
where I've been very conflicted because
Right.
I don't have a ton of time. It takes time to get guests.
Right.
That takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
And a piece of me, I'd be making a lot more money if I hired someone out for $2K a guest to pay someone else $2K to get me a good guest.
That's fine.
I'm making my money elsewhere than to be spending all my time getting guests. So,
That makes sense, though. Yeah.
anyways, yeah, okay, fine, great. I can't wait to have coffee with you soon in the middle of Central Park, and we'll discuss advertising.
Park, yeah.
I don't know.
Wait,
I made
you
up-
live in the city? I thought you live in like Bay
Yeah,
Ridge or
well,
something.
I Central Park, we can go to like a coffee spot.
I'm joking. I
Yeah.
made up.
That'd be funny though if you were like, I only have coffee with people in the middle of
Central
Central Park.
He likes to be surrounded by pigeons when he does business.
That was an odd. I mean, yeah. Nobody didn't say, hey, let's get a cup of coffee in the forest.
I want to go over the numbers with you. Can you meet me upstate?
Yeah. Hey, listen. Meet me in Bear Mountain. I want to talk.
I'm in this cave. There's
Yeah,
bad
I want to
service.
share. We'll meet up for calamari. It was very random. Coffee in the middle of Central Park.
Like the Illuminati.
Yeah.
Like
We get coffee and then we're walking. He's like, "Don't drink it yet. Don't drink it yet."
I
We're
know he
walking.
said
We
that.
got to get to the middle of Central Park and then we can sit down and drink it.
That's where because the middle of Central Park is where a lot of the Jew meetings happen.
Is that where?
That's where. Yeah, he got confused.
That's where the Hillary
Yeah.
Clinton
That's where you
meetings are.
guys meet.
Yeah, that's where
to
we put on hoods
decide
and we.
You didn't see-
when fall
You
starts.
didn't see Jared Kushner there the other
I
week?
have. That's how I was going. I wonder why it's nippy cold today. You guys decided
Yeah.
fall was coming early.
We did.
One of my favorite conspiracies, by the way, is the Jews control the weather because it's like
amazing.
It's
The
like
most-
okay, they do now. So
Right. We
what?
haven't done
what
that
do they
much.
get out of it?
No, by the way,
How do
there's-
they?
Well, we get paid by Starbucks. Actually, they pay us to make fall happen sooner, so that they can make more money off the pumpkin spice.
Yeah, it's like the flat Earth thing. I'm going, okay, so the Earth's flat. Now what?
Now what?
It's a different shape. So what happens now?
That
what
was
do you
the
get
best
out of
pee
it?
I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. But it's like, so what are they hiding from us? Why would they hide the shape?
I like
Of
a
the
good,
Earth.
like, it doesn't hurt a good non-aggressive, I guess,
Conspiracy theory.
conspiracy theory. Doesn't hurt anyone.
They're fun. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But there are people who like seriously believe it, and you just want to ask them that one. Okay, I would like to go. Okay, I agree with you. Earth is flat. Now, so what do we find out? What are we missing? What are they hiding from us?
Time out. What about like the moon landing?
Where are the rectangles?
Right.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's people who think that Jews are the ones who are sold the idea that the earth isn't flat, and they're upset at us that we're hiding the truth from the people.
They're generally upset about the success. It's just like
that
head
we
of the
make
class
money.
shit, right? Isn't it? It's kind of head of the class shit.
It's like the conspiracy theories
Yeah.
in 9/11. Like, no, we don't want a terrorist to be successful. That's successful.
Yeah, they're
America
just
has
kinda-
to be successful. So Bush had to have
I'm
done
just
it.
trying to think back to Jewish history. If like, were we always successful? There's definitely some anti-Semitism that is not like in history. I think now for sure.
Anti-Semitism is. I mean, that's
It's
like,
old.
those are like Converse Chuck Taylors. They
never go out of
old
style.
School, yeah,
Never goes out of
way
style.
back. Yeah.
So you're a history guy. You probably know more about this than I do, honestly, for sure.
He's
Not
like
me.
a huge history guy.
Well, I don't know, huge, but I'm into it. I majored in it, which means nothing. It means I can get a high school diploma.
You made it onto
That's-
the Lex Friedman podcast to talk about
I
history.
did go on Lex. Yeah, I did go on Lex.
That's amazing.
a bunch of
That's not a
scientists.
small thing, first of all.
No, well, he's massive now. Yeah, thankfully I was on right as before he got massive, so that's good too. As well. Just like this will probably blow up in 4 months.
You think we
And
have
I'm
it?
here when your parents and rabbi
Giannis,
are listening to hear if
we
you
will
curse.
have you back.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to say, you're
Yeah.
coming back on.
Oh, come
Is
on
his
anytime.
voice, is Lex's voice as monotone in
Yeah,
person
it's
as
like
it is
taking
on
an
thing?
Ambien. It's like, I feel like I was on a Klonopin.
It's a human
Just
Xanax.
sitting there and I was just like,
And yeah, he sounds like a robot, but he is also perhaps the best
interview.
human. He's very good at being human.
he's a good interview. He really is. He is monotone, and I guess he's kind of picked up where Joe left off because Joe went to Spotify, so now he's the guy on YouTube who's like
that's what it is?
interviewing all those intellectuals.
Better interviewer than Joe.
Yeah,
also?
yeah.
I happen not to agree with you. I don't think he's better than Joe at interviewing.
Maybe.
I think Joe's incredible and has a consistent flow.
Joe's good. Yeah, Joe's
That's
That's true.
incredible.
Also,
I don't
I
know
should
if-
never say anything bad about Joe. We would love to be on one day.
No, but what I mean
Yeah.
to say is that Lex, to me, asks questions like he's trying to make more peace and like inclusivity in the world. Joe is not trying to do that. Joe asks questions to get to the like a true. I don't know how to say. His conversations are much more like he doesn't care if something negative comes out of his guest's mouth. Like he's not
Right, right,
trying
right.
to like curb any
Well, Joe's a comedian.
whatever it is.
Yeah,
I'm just
Lex
like-
is
it's a different thing.
Scientist.
Lex
so-
is just much more like, let's listen to everyone else, let's hear everyone's side, much more empathic, which is beautiful. I'm not knocking it obviously at all.
Well, yeah, it's a different-
Joe
different
is much
style.
more like, so what do you think? Like, just tell it to me. Like, he's not soft. He's not in it to be soft. He just even keeled the whole way through.
Yeah, I
And
guess
then
it's a
somehow
taste
it just gets to grizzly bears at some point.
Yeah, right.
Bears,
Somehow.
man, they're bears.
But I feel like you and him you've been on Joe, right?
4 times.
You were
yeah.
amazing.
Wow.
That was a great pod.
4 times.
4 of them. Yeah.
But are you close with him?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I mean, we're friends. Yeah, we're definitely friends. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he
As
lives out
close
in
as
Austin.
you guys, we didn't go to kibbutz and shit together.
Yeah, we didn't go to the middle of Central Park.
We didn't have coffee in Central Park.
We weren't controlling.
Yeah.
We haven't controlled the weather with
Yeah,
Joe.
yeah, yeah.
yet.
Our parents haven't met and talked about how hard we want to kill ourselves because what our kids do yet.
I heard that. Could you imagine, like,
How many-
we find out our mom's...
Okay, relax.
No, relax.
That's a line.
Relax.
Like,
How
what
many po-
happened?
Giannis, how
They
many-
were just devastated over their son's career trajectory.
Yeah, you got to
and
cut that out, Tanisha.
embarrassed.
I mean, their parents are already freaking listening to
having a
this
lot of
going,
tourists
oh my
already."
God.
My parents are like, oh my God, I had to grow up with my parents that went to the Holocaust. Now I have to deal with my kids that are doing a podcast. Fuck!
Yeah, they go,
bad
Jesus
sandwich.
Christ. I go this way, I got a podcast, I go that way, I got Auschwitz. I'm fucking nowhere to go. Jesus Christ. I'm trapped in the middle. It's a tragedy sandwich.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, this guy.
You try to walk out of it and you got Kanye.
This guy has no. I don't know how. Like, all of his grandparents were in the Holocaust. But he has
100%.
no. He will go straight to like. He'll be at like a Sabbath meal. He'll be like, "This soup is worse than the Holocaust soup." Like,
Yeah, man.
Worse. Like, he'll just go right at it.
You gotta, comedy,
That's how we deal.
it's how we emotionally survive.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it's
We
really,
cope.
truly.
It's either tragedy or comedy.
That's right. It really
not
is
laughing,
one
you're
or the
crying.
other. And comedy is the way we kind of
I mean, you
emotionally
really believe
survive.
that. I'm
I
sure.
really believe that.
You are not a
I believe
PC
comedy
comedian.
is the best medicine. It's the best way to connect to your friends and family. It's the best for your stress. It's the best perspective to have in life.
You mentioned that you went to therapy, so where does
Yeah,
that...
I do go to therapy.
Okay, you do whatever currently, so maybe a stupid question, but why do you not feel that therapy, let's say, or like handling the issue in not necessarily a comedic, pessimistic way, not that it's a bad thing, but like more in a comedic way versus dealing with it from just a more like looking at it like a non-comedic way, but just a more healthy way, let's call it.
Because I think a lot of the reason why you need to go to therapy and therapy is good happens to you in your childhood when your brain is forming.
Right.
So it's like the neural pathways get set.
Right.
So you don't really have a choice. So if you want to undo some of that was caused by trauma, you got to go back, revisit it, do trauma therapy, which is a new thing that works, like EDMR. They do that for first responders.
IFS, EDMR.
Yeah, and it works. And so it's like, that's a different thing, and people, that's brain chemistry stuff and things that get set when you're young. And then, but comedy does, I think, help with that. I think comedy does.
It adds to it.
I think comedy is it's the sanest perspective. It's the sanest. The better sense of humor you have, the more sane you are.
Yeah, I mean, I happen to. So I grew up with no ability to understand humor at all, as you can ask him. And we've been good friends for like 8-9 years now. But I think in a weird way, once you get healthier, and I know everyone watching this is like, this guy's the furthest thing from healthy, fear. But I've been much less healthy, so now I'm a little bit more healthy. I think the more healthy you get, the more your comedy also can be coming from a place of just not taking life too seriously because you're actually in a good place and it's not coming from a purely pessimistic, just like negative,
That's
the only way to deal with my pain is to make total joke about
It's
it.
like people that joke about their childhood, like everyone thinks like, oh, you're just not over your childhood. It's like, no, I am over my childhood. Now I can find the humor in it.
Yeah, when you are over something, when you're healed, you can joke about it.
I'll post memes on Instagram, about like depression and anxiety, and I'll always, and I love it. I'll have friends reach out like, hey, you doing okay? I'm like, no, you don't understand. If I'm posting the memes, we're doing gravy, baby.
Yeah.
We're doing gravy, Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it brings people together. When you laugh, it crosses cultural boundaries, religious boundaries.
It's really true. That's
gender,
really
sexual.
Really is true.
It's really just this
is something I really wanted to ask you about because you are. I mean, you're definitely of a piece, and I would say that all the big podcast guys right now are kind of the same. You're not a very PC comic.
No.
I'm sure that you get people in your comment section, people should be like, that was racist, or that was this, or that was too far. You're punching down, you're making fun of. And I don't think you don't try to be someone, I don't care, it's funny. I think you realize it brings people together.
Yeah, it does.
It brings, like, ripping a little bit on stereotypes and having a whole room laughing together and show it's love.
It's totally that's what it is. Yeah.
And what are your thoughts?
It's the opposite of anger. It's the opposite of hate. It's like you're laughing. Everything's disarmed. Is an instant bond.
Do you think things can go too far or no?
Yeah, of course. That's what makes an edgy joke good. If there's no line, then it's like you need the line of decency. And some things should, comedy has its place. It shouldn't be. I shouldn't go be performing at a second grade class. I should be performing at night in front of adults. Yeah, those things are. Yeah, I believe in all that.
Well, like, what's your take on I
shouldn't go to a funeral and be like, look at this bitch.
No, 100%. Well, that's context. Sure.
Come on, liven up the party. Your grandma's a drag. Like, that's inappropriate.
But what about with the controversy around? This is just as an example.
Yeah.
With like Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle, comic, occasionally an edgy comic.
Yeah.
Clearly not a hateful person.
No.
But he had said some things about trans people that people thought was a little too punching down. It was a little too punching down.
I don't buy that punching down thing.
You don't buy that punching down thing?
No, I don't. No, I mean, it's like, it's too subjective. If it's offensive, it didn't work. It's like going to see a tightrope walker and he falls. Everyone's there because they know he could fall. So if you go and you watch a joke that doesn't work, be offended, but act like an adult. You're offended. It's good to be offended.
Right.
It's preparing you for life, which has got a lot worse in store for you. Trust me.
Right.
So offense is like, you're offended. Okay, be offended. Now go home. Cook a sandwich and go to sleep. You got offended by a joke. You'll live.
Right.
It's the least that's going to happen to you on this planet.
And also, I guess
when your family member gets cancer, you're not going to look back and go, this is just as bad as when Dave Chappelle fucking missed the mark. It's subjective and
Yeah, and for every person, I think.
Yeah, it's like how do you legislate that? How do you,
Right.
There's so much ego involved in going like, oh, that joke offended me. Well, it wasn't for you specifically.
I also feel like you kind of know when someone's coming from a place of hate, and when, like you said, a tightrope. Like, let's say someone went to see a tightrope show. If someone fell off the tightrope, you wouldn't be like, oh, you were trying to fall. No, he was trying to stay on.
That's right.
You know that when you go see a comedy show, he's gonna say some edgy things. He wasn't in a room going like, you know what I fucking hate? Black people, trans people, Jews. I hate those people. How do I work this into my thing so people know I hate them?
That's right.
No, he's trying to be edgy.
That's right.
He's trying to make you laugh, and it could be he failed, and now it was offensive. But you know what he was trying to do? He's just trying to make you laugh.
Everyone is there. That's what makes the live experience so good, is that it could go wrong. That's what makes comedy the best, is that you could say that you're trying to find that line and say it perfectly, and you miss sometimes.
There's
like
an
becoming
electricity.
a juggler. You're going to drop the things a few times. The better you get, the more expert you are at it. But
You've been doing this so long.
Yeah.
You are undisputedly one of the greats alive right now.
oh my
and
God,
I'm not just
Jesus
saying. No,
Christ.
dude, you are.
I gotta
Don't
come
be
to
fake.
Valley Stream more often.
Yeah, baby.
I like what's going on here.
You're
Jews really butter you up to try to get your business,
Yeah,
baby.
what's your credit card?
So yeah,
Do
afterwards,
you
give
still
us
have moments like nights where you're like, I'm missing the mark, not because you're bombing, but because
100%.
you're like, it was offensive and I wasn't funny.
100%. Yeah, I miss. Yeah.
You're still testing. Do you feel like you've gone edgier?
Yeah, I mean,
You've gone-
I would say, and I think people have said it too. Like, I'm one of the comics who cares the least, and that doesn't mean I'm like dirty or do things. But I will go in any topic, you can look at my characters. It's a real person, and I'm going like, I don't care. This is how she would talk, and I like to base my comedy on reality. Like,
Are there people are there gigs you've been refused over that?
No, not really.
I happen to love your delivery. I'm being serious, because your delivery is not like a lot of comics. Their delivery is clearly scripted, hilarious. Obviously, I'm not knocking it, but it's just a clear script-based
Like Dave
delivery.
Chappelle slapping the microphone.
Yeah,
on his
Dave
knee.
Chappelle is clearly whatever. It's
It's
a very clear delivery. You get up there and you're just like very free flow. Like, it doesn't like I assume some of your jokes are, a lot of them are very scripted.
I was actually gonna say, I'm sure they're actually probably written down to the.
right.
Like
Okay.
the trans,
Dude,
like
every comic writes
I
their
got it.
shit.
I got it.
3-minute trans joke back and forth. Like
I'm
that,
not
or
saying
that.
not. I'm not saying not, but in your delivery, it doesn't feel that way. That's my main point.
Well, he's got to. Well, I didn't write it, so
you
I
don't write it.
craft it on stage. I mean, I write it on stage. So there's two types of comics. Ones that write, like they'll sit around, like in a diner, like Mark Norman or Sam. They'll write the
Norman
jokes.
and his fucking
They
back
write.
pocket.
Yeah,
And
they
what
write. They write. I mean, they riff too, and they're quick.
Yeah.
But their jokes are written. My jokes are. I think of the premise, then I go on stage and I'll write it with the audience based on the reactions. I'll tweak
No
it.
way.
script.
Yeah.
Wait, but if it works, do you then go and write like?
No, it's in here.
And
That's
don't
it.
script.
And it could be
Wait, do you have a
technically
crazy
different-
memory?
Why are you telling
There's
me
a lot
that?
of comics. Those are the two types of comics. There's really two types of comics, and the two types of writing processes, and those are them.
I like that.
But I was so confused. I thought I just said that, and you said that you scripted. My point is that
Well, script it meaning
in
it's
your
scripted
brain,
in my head.
but
yeah.
that's why it feels different. I feel like to me
Because
It's
probably
totally
the joke
scripted.
is-
That's right. That's
So
right.
what I'm
It's-
saying, like what I'm sensing, I feel
That's
like
why
has-
I said you were partially right. Yeah, because
Oh.
it is looser, and I will tell it a little different depending.
Yeah. Right,
I'll
depending on
ad lib here and there or
clearer.
whatever. But the joke is written in my brain.
How much of comedy, how much of being a comedian, and maybe you don't do this anymore because again you've just been doing ads for so many years, but like I'm trying to do open mics. Like how much of comedy is walking around in your underwear in your bedroom, holding a fake microphone, practicing saying the things you're gonna say?
I'd say 0%.
Really? Then I should stop now.
It's a big part of mental illness. Yeah. Walking around talking to yourself.
shit.
I'm kidding. But I mean, if I'm looking through a window of a guy's apartment, he's walking around talking to himself in his underwear, I'm not going to go, there's the next Jerry
So
Seinfeld.
you've never
I'm going to go call EMS and let's fucking 911
Guys,
this
I'm
guy.
putting the podcast out of this. I said one of my heroes just absolutely rose. I'm done. No, that's an honor. Wait, so you never practiced. You just think I'm
it
gonna
on
talk about
stage.
this, talk about that.
Yeah, I've got like,
Holy
yeah.
shit, that's scary though.
Yeah,
'cause
so
you
I'll say something or think something's funny, like a premise, and then I'll go, let me just take it up here tonight.
even when you were an open micer.
That's when I did it. Yeah, that's when I would work on stuff and just flow and riff. And
Okay.
your brain gets quicker,
You got
that
balls.
muscle gets quicker. A lot of those are the two writing styles. Like Burr doesn't write anything down.
I can tell he
does.
Really?
No.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean,
Nate
overall,
Bargatze doesn't write anything down.
Nate, I
Really?
love Nate
Yeah,
Bargatze.
he's one of my close
We've had
friends.
him.
Doesn't write
I
anything
love
down.
Yeah,
Nate
you've been
Bargatze.
boys with Nate for years.
Long time.
You just posted on your Instagram a picture. It's you,
Long time.
Dan Soder,
Joe List.
Joe List. Oh my God.
Well,
from
I
back
go
in
way
the day.
back.
I would say about like Nate and Bill Burr
Yeah.
about their comedy. A lot of their comedy is based around their own lives, not necessarily. There is observational comedy in Bill Burr a little bit more than Nate Bargatze. Nate Bargatze is almost
life.
all of it is about him and his wife's relationship or his kid's relationship or what he's doing now is like a 20-year-old versus a 40-year-old. Bill Burr, his comedy is him talking about his life, but then also in relation to how the world is like moving.
Yeah.
Meaning like
Social stuff,
social
yeah.
stuff, but within relation to like how his life is.
That's similar to
Like
Chappelle
if he
does it.
goes, like he has a joke, I think that like if he goes to like he's going to like a flea market or some market with his wife and he's trying to pick up pumpkin things or whatever.
I love that
Like
joke,
it's a
yeah.
great joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, they
Where do you
in
think
general
most of
the way
your,
that they
your comedy comes from?
Well, mine now, I think it's a mixture of autobiographical and social commentary. I think, if you watch the special, it's autobiographical. I think that special, you watch Mom Love, the last one?
I watched
Yeah.
most
Yeah,
of it.
so that was like, I was talking about my wedding and my wife and then
Mazel
social
tov, by the way.
stuff. Oh, thank you.
Past
Thank
4
you.
years, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty recent.
2 kids, yeah. And she's Greek. She's half Greek, half Italian. Only Greek girl I ever dated, though, was a girl I married. But she grew up all
Parents are
Jews
probably
because she's
ecstatic.
from Melville. So she went to she went to Jewish camp,
probably make a mean salad.
When I met her, I said I could tell, and I was like, "Did you grow up with a lot of Jews?" And she was like, well, "How did you know?" I was like,
You look Jewish, by the way.
I know. Oh, I get
Yeah,
approached
very
all the
Jewish.
time. Oh yeah.
Yes, you look
Like I'm not
Jewish.
kidding. If you put
Oh,
on
I
like
get
a-
approached every holiday.
look like
I
Like,
think
are you Jewish?
Greek- I know
They got the
other
palms
Greek-
and everything. Yeah.
You
Is
get
it the
the-
palms? What did they holding?
The Lulovs.
The Lulos.
Lulos.
Yeah.
Oh,
the Lululemons.
The Sidim.
Oh, if you walk down Crown Heights, they probably try to get you the
I get hit up.
Lululemons.
I get hit up constantly, like I'm a John with money, and I'm walking through prostitutes.
That is the best thing I've ever heard about someone talk about that's film guys on Crown Heights. They look at you like, baby girl,
Yeah,
what you want, honey?
yeah. They stop me all the
Oh,
time.
my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's right.
So you have the sideburns.
You
You're
should
not.
do it
Say
once, just for fun.
Do
feel
what?
what it's
Put
like.
filling on.
I'll do it.
Put it
Yeah,
on,
why
say
not?
yes.
I'll do it.
Come to Crown Heights and
Yeah,
just say yes.
I'll do it.
Say yes to
I would
that.
say, but
I
on
want to go
topic-
back to Israel. It's been a long time.
Oh, really?
What do you
Are
like?
you-
My cousin married an Israeli, so so
A Palestinian?
she's- No, Israeli. No, a Jew. And
a Jew of Palestine.
yeah, he's
An oppressor.
yeah. Well,
An apartheid.
he's actually the. Well, I shouldn't say this.
It's funny. It sounds like I'm taking a hard
Just
stance.
say
I don't have a hard
Huh?
stance on Israel. But
Huh?
you were saying?
No, yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
He's like, I don't want to get canceled right now.
No, it's not even cancer. It's just other people's business. Who knows? Like
It's other people's
I don't
business
know if
that I
people
don't know
wanna
anything
that they're
about.
relatives of me. I don't know.
Hold on.
But you
Wait, I
like
was
visiting
gonna-
Israel.
My cousin married someone whose family is important in Israel. Yeah, so like
How important?
they're I would say yeah. They're important.
Chief rapper.
Like they're controlling
They're not good.
most
No,
of
they're
Middle
just like-
Eastern weather.
They're just like a big. It's kind of like the name is a big deal and stuff like that. So when I went there, it was like
Netanyahu's the last name, by the way. Just FYI.
it's not Netanyahu. It's not BB. Oh, there's BB. Look at him with his comb over. You went the other way. That's what happens. It's smart. You go the other way when it goes. Yeah, that's a long. That part's all the way over
He
here.
looks like a meaner version of Mike Pence. No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Evil Mike Pence. Mike Pence might be evil Mike Pence, but
But
you
it
know.
was the first time I had hummus. Like we didn't
Oh, the
eat
hummus
hummus.
amazing,
It's
yeah.
so good out there.
Wait, isn't hummus also Greek?
Not really. It's
just
Middle
brand-
Eastern,
it's, like,
but
branded that way.
it now it's kind of crept into like Greek fusion places more.
Sure.
But it's Middle Eastern more, the Turks occupied the Greeks for 400 years. So it is there in some places, but usually the Greeks don't include it.
Are there Okay, here we go. I'm out of myself as an idiot.
Yeah.
Are the Turks from Turkey? What is a Turk?
Yeah, so the Turks are in Turkey. Used to be the Ottoman Empire.
Sure. Yeah, that ever.
So the Ottoman Empire conquered.
They made the couches.
That's right. Ottomans. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they're not couches. They put your feet on them. Ottomans.
That's a real
Oh.
thing.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's named
Oh,
after
I've been
them.
using them wrong.
Oh, really?
They had a great empire. Now you put your feet on. They're fucking.
Well, Greece had a great empire. Now they make yogurt.
now we're the Albundia countries.
Thank you,
Yeah, we
Derek
talk
Coleman,
about
for
it
that
high
joke.
school years. We're like, we were great back in high school.
yeah, you guys really.
Now we have Chobani.
Yeah, now we just
Back when you guys were
bankrupt all
stupid little
of
boys,
Europe.
you guys
yeah.
really peaked. Is that true, by the way? Is that true?
What, pedophilia?
That's like
It
why
happens.
Greece fell as a kingdom is because you
No.
guys were too busy stripping little boys.
No, the Greeks just never unified, right? So they had great city-states, but they never became an empire because they never unified. They always fought. So Sparta and Athens would always fight because Greeks love to fight with each other. That's why when the Greeks won the Euro Cup, they had a German coach. It took a German. It's a German coach
German
to
to
stop them
unify
from fighting with each other, and they won. They was like, it's one of the biggest. It's like maybe the biggest sports upset of all
Why
time.
was there no Jews on the team that year?
There could have been. There's Greek Jews. I've met some Greek Jews.
Really?
Yeah, there's Greek Jews.
You know, a lot of people go to Greece right after they leave Israel. Like, whatever. It's a common stopover for, like, even us
Yeah,
guys.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we're going this for the high holidays now. We're going.
It's a
in
beautiful
Israel.
Greece.
Greece is beautiful.
And
beautiful.
it's a common stopover. Everyone's like, oh, we're on the way back to New York before we go back to whatever, work, typical. Let's stop
I
at
gotta
Greece.
say, like Jews and Greeks, like obviously the Hanukkah story, we've had our beef. Don't get us wrong, but like we've been on very good terms.
Yeah, we
for a long
reconciled
time.
pretty good.
Yeah. What was the beef though? I don't know about the beef.
No, like our literally one of our biggest holidays, the one with the menorah.
Of
is
course I know
about,
that, yeah.
But that's about you guys.
Zach, that's
What did we
2,000
do?
years ago.
Hey,
I thought that was the Romans.
No, it was about you guys. You guys tried. So the Romans tried to kill us,
Yeah.
our body. They tried to murder us.
Yeah.
Y'all tried to spiritually end us by Hellenizing all of us and taking away. You guys didn't like Torah. You didn't like our
I didn't know that
traditions.
part.
You
Well,
didn't
I
like our
apologize on
traditions.
behalf of my people.
Yeah, no, some of us had to go into like caves, man, and like learn
We
Torah
brought
in
you.
secret.
We brought you here to guilt trip the shit out of you.
Some of the Jews had to do podcasts 2,000 years ago in a cave.
So
in
what? We were
secret,
just
much
trying
like,
to get you to like do trigonometry and stuff.
yeah,
trying to get to do Olympics.
Yeah, Olympics and all
and
that.
More
Yeah.
physical and
Eventually, you guys did it. We were just
Yeah.
trying to get you in on early, and you
Yeah,
said
it was
no.
too early.
but they
Yeah.
also wanted to overtake. They eventually overtook the temple. Isn't that what happened?
One of y'all put a. I think they put something in the
Pig
temple.
in the
I think
temple?
That might be the
It was
Romans.
chaotic. It was a little
Romans.
chaotic.
I think
People
you guys
kept
talking-
putting pigs.
He's like trying to defend. He's like, guys, I think
you
you're
guys,
wrong.
These sound more like Italian guys to me. Greeks, we mind our own business. We don't.
This
yeah,
sounds like some Long
we're not
Island
going around
shit.
going,
Y'all-
you gotta try this, you gotta try that. That's
You
that's
guys marched
Italian.
into Crown
You're not gonna eat
Heights.
the pasta. What's wrong with you? You better. You're gonna offend me. You don't eat my mother's sauce. Trying to force something on somebody that sounds more Italian.
You know what? You know what? I think we need to go back and look into this. It could
We need
be.
to. Yeah.
Overall, what is your? Are you like when it comes to faith? Are you a religious guy at all?
I grew up Greek Orthodox. I was like an altar boy and all that, and then I was not religious for a long time. As you get older, I'm more religious. I feel like
Yeah.
I'm feeling like there's definitely like yeah.
Something out there.
Yeah, and like whatever you want to, like whatever religion you have, I don't even think it. I have a more open-minded view of like different religions too. It's like because it's all cultural, right? You grew up in a certain area; those are your parents. But even if it's not true, right? Which I think it is, the way it makes you feel and the positive outlook it gives you and all that stuff and the traditions, it's
Sense of
I think
community.
sense of community and purpose and positivity and like the praying, which is kind of like meditation, like whatever form that takes. The Buddhists do it this way, the Christians do it that way,
Right.
the Jews do it this way, the Muslims do it this way. Whatever it is, it's a positive thing. I think it gets out of hand when it's like a person telling another person, be like me, be exactly like me, or do this, it's like
preaching the
if
choir.
your heart is good, and religion should be a personal thing. And the traditions and cultures are nice or whatever, but
And do
you
you
also
think-
can't get too stale.
Do you like?
Because if
Right.
something doesn't evolve, it dies, right?
What are
Right.
Greek Orthodox? I don't know much about Greek
Yeah.
Orthodoxy. Do you guys have like interesting? Like, do you do specific things?
Yeah, we have a different Easter because the calendar is different for some reason. So the Eastern Orthodox, Russian Orthodox, and Greek Orthodox have a different Easter than the
Does yours have a bunny also?
Catholic. We get the discount sales because ours is usually after the
Cheaper eggs, cheaper
Catholics.
chocolate?
And,
You
yeah,
guys
so
are
we
like
just
a
get cheaper.
Jewish.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
Jewish Easter.
we walk in there with that mentality. We're like, discount. So we have different calendar for Easter. The hymns are different. They're ancient. They're like, the Greek, it's the original Christian church.
Christian outfits, the church outfits when you get like real
Oh, they're
Orthodox.
baller, dude. They look like pimps.
Dude, when I went
Yeah,
to
gold
Rome, I'm like,
hats, yeah.
y'all look fire.
Humble, just
Jews
the way
do
Jesus
not
likes.
do this.
Yeah. Jesus would love that.
Jesus
Yeah.
loves it when you wear a lot of gold.
Yeah, he loves when you look like a rapper.
Oh my god. But
Yeah,
I
humans
wish rabbis-
fuck everything up. I mean, look at even the gold. You're like, is this what we're here to preach poverty and give it to
No.
your neighbor? Guy's wearing a 14-karat helmet. Wearing like a tax exempt
those,
shelter. It's $100,000 a brick to build this cathedral, and you're like, this is exactly what God's about.
Yeah.
Riches.
Riches, money.
Yeah, he's like, well, you'll put this on a yacht. Let's make this a video, dog. Yeah, he's in the. Yeah.
Let's go to Mykonos,
Yeah,
bitch.
let's go to Mykonos.
Jesus was mostly about vacationing in Mykonos. I think that's his like main.
I think that's where you walked on water. They
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
He was
That's what they say.
surrounded by water, and he was just like
That famous picture of him walking on water. He's got a towel around his shoulders.
Well,
sunscreen
isn't that
on the
water
nose.
like very shallow, right? Isn't that?
Is it?
Yeah, no. And he walked on the Dead Sea, right?
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
very
It's like
shallow.
shallow.
Very
Yeah,
salty.
Very
Like you walk on
shallow.
water,
You
it's
float
salty.
on it also.
I had a
It's
cut
like,
on
that's why I
my.
walked.
maybe it was like the maybe that's how he actually.
You ever been there?
Walked on water.
Yeah, been to
because
Dead
he
Sea.
was so
Been to
buoyant.
Masada.
Yeah,
Been
yeah.
to Masada. Been to the Dead
I
Sea.
had a
Been
cut
to
on my
Haifa.
dick when I went into
so yeah,
the-
you
You
went
said you would do the Haifa a lot.
I've been to Haifa, been to Tel Aviv, I've been to Jerusalem. It's been a long time. Now Tel Aviv's like really built up, so I want to. I went.
Hold on.
I went in like the early '90s. I went in like
No,
or
you
the
gotta
late
go-
'80s or something like that.
Gotta go again.
Yeah,
You haven't been since the early
Beach,
90s.
I haven't.
the beach.
Yeah,
the
on
gays
Tel
moved
Aviv.
in and they built a lot of nice nightclubs.
Yeah, I heard Tel Aviv is crazy now.
Bro, LGBTQ took it over and they went flamboyant.
They do make.
What do you mean? That's the best thing that
Dude,
ever happened to a city. Yeah, look at Bushwick.
Look, you see lesbians in a neighborhood, buy a house in that neighborhood. Lesbians are the Marines of gentrification.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
go in first.
Yes.
They start a softball game. They open a bar in the worst neighborhood. Then the army comes in, then the Navy, the gay guys come in, and then it's like, boom, your investment
And the
has
gay guys
paid
bring-
off.
the gay guys
You're in
bring,
real estate. Remember that. You
nightclubs.
see lesbians, buy. They're the first in. Few the proud, the butch. The bull. Few the proud, the bull dyke. They go in first because they're strong, dude. They're like, you know.
They got
these
balls.
bulldogs.
They're the most
Balls.
courageous.
They got
White
balls.
lesbians are probably the most
Dude,
brave
they're
people
the
on earth.
first in. They're the Marines.
And thank
I
God.
mean, if you're walking around thinking you have balls, you have balls.
Yeah.
Like,
They're the Marines of gentrification. The first
I
in.
don't think you know what a lesbian is.
no, I'm just saying.
but they are
Overall, that's overall.
That's
I
right.
think they got their kahunas.
Yeah.
At some point, they got rubber balls.
No, I hear
on.
that.
They make
But here's the
strap-ons
deal.
with balls?
All gay neighborhoods are always the best neighborhoods because they like best restaurants, like just culturally, music. It just.
Well, I'm a big like
becomes the
dancer,
best.
and like if I go to a club and I don't see either a lot of black
You like
people
to
or a lot of
dance?
gay guys.
I like that. I love when
Yeah,
a guy says
I
I'm
love
a
to
big
dance.
dancer.
I love
Yeah.
to dance.
I'm
not here to
dancer.
flirt. I'm here to
Dancer.
dance.
Yeah.
I'm here to.
I'm a
am.
fucking dancer. Yeah.
There's nothing worse for a nightlife experience than straight white people. It's a huge bummer.
It's just it looks like they look like they're being electrocuted. Yeah, it looks like
They're
they're
not
being
having
burned
fun.
with a car cigarette lighter.
Just a lot of.
Yeah, it's-
Honey, can we go, please?
Yeah, yeah.
You
like-
promised we could do anal if I joined you here. Come on, please, please.
It's not a joke, by the way. I happen to think that every single guy who's at a club with the girl, he's right.
They're having
It's
the
like
worst
a straight
time.
white guy. They're
They're not
wanna,
smiling.
No
all they
one-
want to do is get home.
Yeah,
Like,
correct.
there's no-
Everyone's- like
Yeah.
even if you go to the club, you're going somewhere to like, oh, I'm out here to dance. You know, to have fun with my boys. You just finally get with a girl, and you're just like, okay, when are we just gonna go get a drink? Because
Yeah.
right now I'm swaying side to side
Not
with
to
my body.
mention, people, honestly, as we grew up religious, I remember the first time I got grinded on. You have to understand, I was in my 20s. We didn't have bar mitzvahs. I didn't get grinded on. I was like,
Wait, you
this
guys
is
don't
big-
have bar mitzvahs?
No.
bar
We
mitzvahs?
do, but they're not mixed. Our religious Jews, it's not going to our type of orthodoxy. Some
oh,
Orthodox,
some ours.
Yeah,
Oh.
some
Yeah,
are.
some
Hold on,
Orthodox
pause
are.
for one
Let
second.
me
Let me
just
just
let's
explain.
be honest. Though. Let's be honest. 'Cause,
Okay,
like,
okay, yeah.
Let
What
me
do you
ask
wanna
you
know?
this. Like, cause I first couple girls I hooked up with were Catholic, right?
Sure.
And
I'm
they're
out of
very
this-
repressed.
I'm out
too.
of this conversation.
Yeah,
immediately.
It's almost worth it. The
What,
repression
wait.
and the separation is almost worth it
You're on.
for how hot it is when it happens.
You're cooking. Let
You're
him cook.
cooking. Let him cook, baby.
Not wrong, baby.
Let him cook.
I mean, it's almost
not wrong.
worth it. I almost encourage it.
But how old were you?
Huh?
Because there is a limit to how.
15, 14, 15, something like that.
Well, you let
try-
him cook as a 10-year-old.
Bro,
what I mean.
try
I'm
24.
talking, this is a secular world.
Try like
24.
23, man.
23, 24.
Oh, it's worth it.
No, it's not. No, it's
I
not.
would, yeah.
I
think
would have
all that
rather
pent up.
18, 19,
Oh,
20.
23, 24. I see a little ankle. Yeah?
You actually just explained
finally see
just
some
made-
Orthodoxy
yeah,
and
yeah.
CS.
Bro, you
explained
just
everything.
explained synagogue.
Because it makes it hot. Because if you're too much, too young, it's too much. But
Yeah.
if you wait up, you hold off, and then you get a little glimpse of ankle at 24.
You just
I'm losing
explained
it.
why
Bro, you
most
just-
Orthodox men view women as nothing more than sex objects.
Yeah,
good
that's
job.
true.
Yeah,
I know.
I mean, I'll be honest. I think that's.
I think that was a wild generalization.
I think that's as
That was as anti-Semitic as
They
can
got their panties in a bunch over there. You saw that? You saw that?
No, that was
They got their
wild.
panties in a bunch. You got their panties in a bunch.
That was like
I think it's
that was like
Cooking
when
with heat.
that was like when I said the LGBTQ Tel Aviv thing.
I think no. I just think that's as rampant. rampant in any part of the world. I personally don't believe it's more rampant in the Orthodox community. But
No, yeah, it's everywhere.
Yeah,
I think women
ultra-Orthodox.
are sexualized honestly everywhere. I really don't believe there's more in the Jewish community.
But
I
women
think guys might be
women
hornier.
also want to have sex, and they like sex a lot.
Women do like sex,
Yeah, they
yeah.
like it just as much as we do.
Yeah.
Wild
That blew
concept.
my mind when I found that out.
Wild concept. We were told
Yeah.
back when we were in yeshiva, which is a high school for Orthodox Jews, that like they don't. And like don't pursue.
That's a lie.
Were we?
Yeah,
It's
that's
a joke.
not true.
It's like a
No,
joke.
I'm actually thinking back. I'm
No,
pretty
like
offended.
don't pursue. Like don't do that.
I
That's not
wouldn't put
something
it
they
past-
want.
I wouldn't put it past a rabbi just making that up. By the way, women, they don't like it.
Yeah, I think I could say that unequivocally that's not true. Yeah.
It's very
That's
unequivocal.
not,
yeah.
it's not true.
It does make sense that they would totally tell us that to like make it that we would never ever do anything, because if they don't want it, then there's enough taboo-ness as it is to
Right,
go over to a
correct.
girl
Yeah,
and
why
start
not
expressing,
add a
hey,
line
I'm
on
into
top?
you.
But you're right. In synagogue, we have this thing called a mechitza, which is a division.
Partition.
It's a partition between the men and women in the synagogue.
I was gonna
What
say
it?
this,
And-
yeah.
I cannot
and
imagine
what-
the erotic tension.
The sexual tension when the rabbi
yeah.
is giving a speech is absolutely
You're like trying to catch a
palpable.
glimpse over this
Like-
thing, to see.
It, like in certain places it's much higher, so like only the tall guys get to see the ankles, which is very few of us Jews. So they make it like all they have to do is make it like 5'4", and it's like no one's gonna see anyone.
Do you even know that in Orthodox Jewish weddings, there's a partition? Men dance separate from women. Men and women do not dance together.
Again, like the
did
right
know
wing of
that,
Orthodox.
yeah.
that's what I said.
Moderate to right wing, yeah.
Moderate to right, middle to right wing.
Yeah. Every religion that's very religious, they have some type of
Yeah.
separation.
Also,
Like-
I think there's
I
like
mean,
a
the Catholics I grew up with, like I remember my friend like
Catholics have
masturbating.
separate weddings?
No, but they like have strict rules about like masturbation.
Oh,
and
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that.
That one's
We have that
universal.
too.
You
don't
go to
worry.
hell. Yeah, I mean,
We have that
yeah.
also. No,
I mean, I have one friend. He was like distraught.
That he masturbated.
Yeah, and he was like distraught.
Yeah,
And I was
that's a
like,
common-
For me, I was
yeah.
like, wow, that's wild. And like, you believe that? I was like, dude, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna have a healthier prostate, dude. You're supposed to. You gotta,
Bro, you're fucking up
I
the
think
prostate.
there's, but I also think like
you're giving yourself a solid, dude. You're doing a good thing.
also
It's
thinking,
His head was like, can't compute.
thinking about it out loud, it's like they suppress, but also these ultra orthodox, ultra type of communities, they also want you to procreate at a wild level because we're such
Once you're married, they want you to have the most sex.
the most. It's like they suppress you, and then they're like, you're married now because we need you to freaking keep the nation alive.
I bet you all this stuff had some practical application at
Right.
some point, like kosher with bacteria and stuff like that, certain things. So it's not, I think it's just kind of like when Ari was telling me about the outfits, that they're Polish, those were like Polish aristocracy back
Yeah,
then.
and now that's Hasidim in Brooklyn.
Yeah, and it's like, so it's just, at some point, these things did have some practical application in all religions, and then they just didn't change because they were stuck in the custom.
ossifies.
Yeah, it just kind of ossifies and becomes
those hats are
codified
expensive.
in the law, but they should amend it. I mean, that's, time goes on, things change, and you don't have to separate your meats and cheeses necessarily as far as disease goes. I mean, the tradition, you want to do it, but I mean, those things do change. You know, you become pasteurization.
Well, there's actually a
happens.
lot
I
of-
think there's a fear also. I mean, aside from just the customs and rules, whatever, I'm not going to even get into that.
At some
but
point, you go, women, are you guys people? You have an opinion? And that you're like, wow, we didn't even notice.
Yeah, but
That's
don't
the
say that
thing.
one's name. Don't say that one's name, though.
No, I'm just saying, like, be changed.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
guys
No,
want us to
I
talk?
think there happens to be like a fear in general. Not, I'm in agreement with you in a lot of different cases. I think there's a inherent fear sometimes that if there's not like a traditional sense kept, then it could kind of like, then it never ends. You know, that the
I think there's some merit to that too.
well,
It could become a
No,
slippery
he's
slope. Yeah.
saying he agrees.
right.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, we're never gonna get the perfect.
Right, so they're
we're
just.
not
I
here
think
to hit
there's
the
a fear
bullseye.
that
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, like let's be
I think
real.
that fear is warranted too. Yeah.
12 years ago, the idea of being able to become a woman tomorrow didn't exist like it does today.
That's right.
Now it's become.
And it becomes cultural
you
too
could-
much.
I could pull it off today, right now if I want. By the way, just FYI, not
You can
personally.
yank it off?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah, and tomorrow I could just give you a quick surgery. We could
put it right back on.
We go to
Yes,
Doctor
yes.
Dr. Warren.
Yeah, bro.
yeah.
He'll do it
Man,
for you.
woman, woman,
Yeah.
man, woman, boom. Snap, 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 snap,
Well,
snap.
historians actually believe that your character, Marisa, is the start of the real trans movement.
Maybe
like the
maybe
modern-
I'm maybe I'm patient zero. Maybe I'm
might
like
be patient
I'm
zero.
like the Wuhan of trans.
The woman after trans.
It started with me.
Thank you for
Yeah.
fucking that bat.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, nothing's perfect, man. You know, it's like there's just nothing is. There's no
nothing is.
bullseye.
It's not a joke.
There's
You can
no
only
bullshit,
like just
yeah.
honestly, I always think this, like you could only really just control your own actions. That's really what it comes down. Not to get all like philosophical, but like
And
this
how
pro-
much of that can you? I mean, you can control your own actions, but like, How much of your life is really in your control?
No, I mean as far as being a good person and just like carrying on the world into a good place, as opposed to like worrying about
Viktor Frankl type people here. Like we kind of like strongly believe that like at the end of the day, the one thing they can't take from you, the world, the universe, even your own trauma, can't. At the end of it, you have a choice.
Timshul, as the old Yiddish word is, right?
Yeah.
Timshul.
Yeah,
That's right.
You got a choice.
Timshul.
Anyways, I feel
It
I'll
all
be
comes
honest.
down to Timshul.
You know what you're
No
doing?
matter
right now?
what.
Do you know what bageling is? That's our term for when like someone sees a Jew and they're like, Mazel Tov Shabbos.
Timshul. Timshul. Timshul.
Like when you go into like far into Valley Jimmy, you go, "What up, Shouty?"
yeah.
Matzafim?
Yeah.
Anyone know
It's the way
Matzafim?
that like sometimes like white people will like slowly start talking
Yeah,
a
like
little
slowly,
black.
like when you see like a,
I
you
used to
see,
do
like,
that, I
oh my
really
god,
had to
at
stop.
bars I still like.
It's
'cause
bad.
I'm a massive sports fan, so like. Yeah, bro. I know what you're saying, man, about Braun. I know what you're saying.
It just seeps in. It's not good.
It's Tada.
Tada, thank you.
Tada.
Oh, Toda. Yeah.
Tada.
Thank you.
You gotta go back.
Motzafim, which is the floaties, right?
Yeah,
Motzafim?
you need to go back.
Motzafim?
I don't even know what you're talking
The
about.
floaties that the kids put on?
Oh, you're talking about the things that
Yeah,
go
what are they
swimming.
called?
Yeah, they're probably called that. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh,
I
we
don't
don't know
know.
that one.
We're not. None of us are real Hebrew buffs.
We don't know.
No, we're not. No, we're not Israeli.
Israeli,
Israeli,
yeah.
right,
We're not
right.
Hebrew
Israeli, yeah.
buffs.
Yeah, we know biblical.
Right.
Keep it biblical,
right.
please.
Right.
Aramaic.
Is it Aramaic you guys learn? Or
Yes.
Yiddish?
Yeah,
Aramaic. Yiddish, we
Wow,
don't-
that's what
we don't know
Jesus spoke.
Yeah.
Aramaic language?
Yeah.
Correct.
What's the language sound like? Can you guys podcast about Aramaic?
He learns it. He learns it clearly. Yo, grab a Gemara.
What do you want?
Just say something. Say, yo, Kanye's new album is fire, son.
I'm not able to
Basula.
say. I can translate a
Wow.
verse into
Say,
Aramaic.
way, he just
say, yo,
ruined-
Bibby, take some time out of your day, listen to this podcast.
Hey, let me see a shalom.
Giannis, you just ruined Talmud for Orthodox Jews. They're gonna be like, wait, Jesus was spoke like this? Like every time people are gonna look at Gemara now, they're gonna be like, yeah, this was the language Jesus spoke.
Yeah.
Just ruined Talmud.
I'm sorry.
Amazing.
I'm sorry.
No, I love it. It's great.
Sorry to all the Jews out there. I apologize.
It's all good.
Can I take a random left turn and ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Yeah, left.
As a comedian,
Yeah.
your brain is always kind of on, and like when you see something that's inconsistent or whatever, it's like I feel like it's probably your nature to make fun of it or whatever. Like in your brain, at home with a wife, those types of things. Like when she's doing, if she fucks up dinner, like how do you control yourself, or do you not control yourself?
No, yeah, I make jokes all the time. I just make jokes, yeah. And then I'll put it in my act. She's in my act so much. My new hour right now that I'm touring with, I think it's all, I'm trying to think.
Like mostly white
It's
jokes?
mostly having kids and.
Does she love it?
Yeah, she loves it.
She could take it 100%.
100%.
You wanted to
Does she
marry
ever at night
No, I
be
got
like,
it.
Giannis, you're not performing right now. I don't want you to fucking tell me about that.
Yeah, of course. You know, she gets annoyed by me once in a while, for sure. Yeah,
amazing.
but yeah, I mean, we try to keep it light in the household. That helps, you know, the marriage.
I think that's, by the way, so important. I feel like
It's
a lot of
thing,
people.
I think.
who are
You
so
can't share a
intense.
sense of humor. How's a relationship even survive?
Whenever I'm in a bad place, I know I'm taking myself too seriously.
Yes.
I realize like I'm just taking everything myself, you know, and I just got to remind yourself like this is all like nothing's is finite. It's not.
You're 100 years in the.
Yeah, it's like I'm.
less
Yeah, I
in the-
could be here, not be here tomorrow. I hate saying stuff like that because the people are like, holy shit, he knew, you know. You know, every time someone dies, like, wow, he just
called it.
He just tweeted, "Life is an illusion." Yeah,
It's like the people, the Simpsons conspiracy theorists.
Sometimes they actually knew. Like Leonard Cohen, I'll never forget his last album before he died. He had a song with a Hebrew word. I'll teach you, Hineni.
Yeah.
And the song goes like, Hineni, I'm ready, my Lord. He died like 3 months after it came out.
yeah. 3 months though. That's
Yeah, I mean,
not-
Epstein did the
No,
same
he
thing.
was sick and he didn't tell
Epstein said something
people.
at some point.
Yeah.
He was sick
3
and
months is not enough to connect it to that as being his last words.
No, but
if
he
he
was-
died the next day, then you're like, wow, he knew.
Oh, but he was sick. He didn't tell people, so he like knew he was dying.
Oh.
He knew he was dying. He just didn't tell people. That was his way of telling people.
Well, that
like,
doesn't
I'm
count.
I mean, when
Yeah,
Epstein
that
took
doesn't
his
count.
thing to
Totally
the...
He knew he was dying. That's
jail.
not even what he's
Yeah,
saying.
we'll take it on the pod.
It's opposite.
He's saying that if a perfectly healthy person is like
Yeah,
life
like-
is so complex and difficult, and people go so quickly, and then 5 minutes after
then-
posting on Instagram, guy just drops.
Wow, it's like he knew. Yeah, every time I
Giannis
say
Pappas
something like
died
that.
today in his parts
Yeah,
of the
I
apartment.
wanna, like, knock
he
on
choked
wood.
on a small baby food applesauce.
Yeah. I think what I'm
one down. It was his 9th applesauce that morning.
I think what I'm gonna do is take some like one of those pills that like kill you and just be like beforeand, just like send out that tweet.
Send
I'm
the tweet.
Like one of those slow release pills. 12 hours later, I just collapse.
Touch a rice in envelope.
12 hours later, I just collapse.
It was such a random.
Random. I I remember.
This
I don't know
was
what we were
Jesus
talking about.
Christ himself. He predicted his own death.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
But I just remember back in the
Very
day.
crazy.
I remember back in the day, instead of like bomb threats, everything is always like ricin threats. Like people always were like.
Wasn't it
and
anthrax?
They used to like send envelopes to like the
Yeah.
White House or
Anthrax,
whatever.
yeah.
Anthrax,
Anthrax,
and like
Ricin.
What'd you
the
call it?
thing.
Rice?
ricin.
Ricin is what they use in Breaking Bad. That was
And
the
at
Breaking Bad
weddings, they
poison.
throw rice sometimes. And they put it on curry. Yeah, chicken is on rice.
Ba-dum-boom, shit.
You did say rice.
No,
though.
ricin.
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 Oh,
Ricin.
really famous,
Ricin is a
poison.
it's a famous poison that if you touch it and it gets like anywhere on your body,
Yeah.
it basically
goes in the
kills you.
blood.
It goes in your
Oh.
blood and kills you. And they used to send it in envelopes. And you'd open the envelope because you see maybe whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
And if the president opens that envelope, it's addressed to him or someone, and like it's ricin. Dude, that guy's dead.
Yeah,
now.
killed
Right.
17 White House secretaries.
Yeah, like it's a whole thing. But
was
I
gonna
haven't
say,
heard about it
Secretaries
since.
dropping like flies just over
I
envelopes.
say it's so nice that someone else has to die for the other
The
person.
president.
What made you guys decide to start this? Like, how did
His
it
idea.
happen? You were just like, guys, we got to do a
His name.
podcast.
Look,
Yeah. You were just sitting around,
No, I don't.
smoking hookah,
I wouldn't say it's.
Yes.
he smokes more
Yes.
than anyone. I know.
and you were like, what are we doing, guys?
The greatest part about hookah, just to go on this quick bit, is that so I smoked for 12 years, cigarettes,
Yeah.
11 and a half or something, and it
Can't
gets
tell.
it gets in the way of your dating life. Like girls are like, "Oh, you smoke? Oh, fuck." So I stopped smoking,
Yeah.
and I stopped because I want to get married, whatever. So I was still feeling like shit for
Right.
real. But so I stopped, and then 3 months later I came down, and he was having a hookah, and I was clean from everything, and I was like doing good, whatever. And I was sitting there, he's like, "You want a hit?" I'm like, "Nah." He's like, "Take a little bit, fine." Yeah, no. The minute after I had that hit, I was done, and now I smoke a solid 3 heads of hookah a day. I have a hookah on my
Yeah,
desk.
that's-
Wow.
And the great part is I date girls, and they're like, and girls ask, "So do you smoke?" "No, I quit a year and a half." "Really? You quit?" Juul? No Juul. Nothing. Little do they know. Like whenever you say you
His
smoke
lungs
hookah,
are made out of black
when you
tar.
say you smoke hookah, they're just like, who cares hookah? Because it's not normal to smoke
Right.
the amount of hookah I smoke. So, but if they knew I had like a hookah in my pocket and I'm like walking
like-
around Central Avenue smoking a hookah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they'd
It's
be
like
like,
your lungs are supposed to look like a little ribeye, like a little red thing, and his is like just been on the grill for like 45
Yeah,
minutes.
you're well
Rolling
done.
up the
They're
grill.
pink on the inside, just like a good steak, but they're very dark.
Very
and you
dark.
get different flavors, right? Strawberry, whatever.
Yeah.
So it smells kind of nice.
I happen to be
Yeah.
addicted a little bit to one flavor, but
Which flavor?
it's called Odalia Love 66. You have to.
Yeah. By the way, thank you.
Why does that sound like a porn?
Sounds like a.
It's
That's an OnlyFans account.
yeah, yeah.
Well, it's not.
yeah. But
I do have an OnlyFans account. It's called Label's Wiener.
There you go.
Hey.
It's not. That's Odalia Love is something else. I do hear that's a good angle, by the way. It sounds like an OnlyFans. It's funny.
It does. You're funny, bro. You should do,
Yeah.
comedy, man.
I've been told that. Yeah.
Now, why did we start this? It's a not fascinating question. I don't want to make this sound like this is Plato over here, but it's a good question. But I don't know. I'm just very into. I don't know.
Want to be famous?
he's-
No.
No.
It's I'm a believer when I see something. If I know that I have the ability to do something on a very high level, and it's kind of a challenge for me. Like I know this guy and I know this guy, and the minute we all sat in a room, I happen to know him. He's an extremely funny, talented guy, and I'm not the funniest guy here by any means, but I do have, in my opinion, I have an architectural space of this, of how I could envision something being.
Yeah,
And I'm
vision,
good
yeah.
at
He
picking
is the vision,
talent.
yeah,
I'm good at
yeah.
picking talent. So when these guys are all in the room, I'm like, okay, this is actually funny
He
fucking
knew he
shit.
was funny
Right.
for
This
years.
is right.
Also,
but then
overall-
I went camping with them for one weekend, and it's funny when I'm gonna look back one day and be
Yeah.
like, we really weren't hanging out that much. He lived in a different part of town.
Yeah.
We hung out one camping trip, we got drunk together. I made him laugh a bunch. Looking back, hopefully this thing goes to the
And then he
moon.
looked at me. He's like, "Yeah."
That was the best job interview I ever had.
Yeah,
I aced a job interview. I didn't know I was on.
looking back. He's
No,
like,
I
he's
said-
looking back. He looked at me. Zach's really funny. I'm like, "Yeah, bro. He's been the class clown for like the past 15 years. I've known him since I was 2 years old. Like, yeah."
Thank
So
you.
that was it. That's what happened. And I'm like, we had a podcast right after that. I said, because we originally started the podcast.
We started it overall. Very long story short, we're very outspoken about our community, about things, and overall,
very Jewish at the beginning.
It was very Jewish. It was very like targeted towards that. And overall, I think he'll even say that there is a certain what we call in the Jewish world koach, which is you have a certain
Strength.
strength, And like one of his is that the same way that he we're 49 episodes in, we're getting guests like you and things like that. He has that strength in order to like kind of make that influence. And so we're like, okay, what are we gonna do? Okay, we're two white Jewish guys. Let's make a podcast. And like that's
there's
what
also
let's
no.
get it
As
out
is our
there.
right.
Hold on, let me just
As is our
clarify
right.
because this is going, but it's very short. There was no podcast doing what we're doing right now in the Jewish world. I was like, let's do this. At the end of the day, me and him did it. We were fine, but we weren't hitting. It wasn't hitting. And I'm a very big believer that whenever you start something, you could always start, but when you feel something not hitting, you need to pivot. You have to be able to pivot and figure out what to bring in to now make it click. So I stopped it for a few months. Then I bumped into him at this, it was actually at a camping event. And he came on. I said, "Look, come on to the pod." We did the first pod, and I called him up the next morning. I'm like, "Let's freaking
It was a
go."
Jews Control the Weather symposium in the forest.
The
forest. It was in the forest.
Central
yeah.
Park.
Central Park.
I'll
Yeah,
take
we were
a-
camping in Central Park.
I'll take a hit at Zach here. We noticed we weren't hitting 87% of the Jewish population, which was 5'8" and shorter. So we needed someone. We needed someone.
I needed a short.
We needed a short cake, maybe.
People that listen and watch us and say, "That's me."
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it. So him came in, and then
So he came in, and then I was like, I was like, this is it.
Felt the
Like we
energy.
had him, like we committed to it, like we're gonna do this, and
do you guys have guests every episode, or sometimes you just
No,
no
we do a
guests?
lot of boys.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
do every
boys.
third pod as a boys pod.
Yeah.
But we're 49 episodes, and we've only missed 2 weeks, so we're 49 out of 51 weeks.
Yeah.
Now,
Well, here's my tip: you should never miss a week.
there you go.
We never will.
Never miss
have
a
no
week.
plans.
Yeah, it has to be
But-
consistent.
What about 49 out of 51? With them being holidays, the 2 weeks being holidays. Jewish
Well, I
holidays.
guess you guys can. I guess you can't.
Right.
Well,
so
no,
what we
'cause
try to
we're-
do is
we're
we try to
aiming for-
record a couple in advance. Like
Yeah.
this is our second this week.
Right. So you can put it out. Technically, you're
Correct.
not breaking the law if you're not working.
Of course not.
Right.
Correct.
I don't
Correct.
know.
So there you go.
But we're
Loophole.
again, to be clear, we are
Yeah.
aiming for
It's
a
a loose
big.
loophole.
We are not. We're aiming for a general audience.
Yeah,
You're
you
not-
can't. So you can't miss a week. It has to always be consistent.
Yeah.
Aren't you
Or
on,
whatever is equivalent to.
Giannis, how many podcasts are you on currently? You have 2 of your own, right?
I got one.
You have the Yannis Pappas Hour?
Yannis Pappas Hour.
What happened to
that's
Long
it.
Days?
Long Days became the Yannis Pappas Hour. So I just changed the name,
Gotcha,
switched
okay.
it a little bit.
Rebranded.
Yeah,
Can I
rebranded.
give you a huge compliment?
Yeah.
I think Tim Dillon has the most fun on your podcast.
Yeah. Well, I just did his today before I came here.
I saw that.
Yeah,
On
so
your
it's
We
Yeah.
were
Instagram.
someone's after Tim.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. You
a big
guys,
day for me.
you got his leftovers.
Is
We got- I'm
Dylan's-
happy
he's
that
in New
he's
York
left
right now.
He's in New York.
Long
He's in
Island.
New York.
My friend Ben
he's
is
in the
felling right
city.
now.
Yeah.
You must love doing podcasts. Like it's like people.
That's
think
a big one. Yeah, it's a big
people
pod.
think podcasts in general like it's just people are like looking around a table talking. But at the end of the day, it is energy
it's
reducing like
complete,
crazy.
complete mental. Yeah,
Focus.
looking for a joke, looking for a joke,
Yeah.
looking for
Yes.
funny, looking for the funny.
Listening, reading the room.
That's right.
Yeah.
Do you're close with Dylan also? Like who,
Yeah,
who you
yeah.
like? You mentioned like you're close with Rogan. Who's like your go-tos that you're very close with?
Tim, Nate, Schultz, friends with all. You know, we're all friends. Soder, List, Norman.
I think
I
that
just
we
had
always
Norman
ask-
on mine. Last episode was Norman. He has a
really?
special out on Netflix.
You and Norman both. Like, it seems like since COVID, like your group, you're really.
Well, podcasts kind of took the place of, of entertainment in a lot of ways. Of shows, of comedy shows. Like, there's no big comedy movies coming out anymore. There's no big
there's
comedy
not.
shows.
There hasn't
Everyone's
been a good
listening to
comedy
podcasts.
out in years.
No,
Yeah,
not since,
comedians
like
can
Ted.
be very
Unless you
unfiltered.
count whatever the fuck that Jonah Hill movie about the Jews and blacks was, and it was terrible.
quick and in
I
and out.
hate that there's the comedy movies like outside of Ted and these few movies. Like I always
Ted and
tell
The
him,
Hangover are like the
I'm
two.
like, there's
like,
no
two, like,
good
really
comedy
good
movies.
ones.
What the fuck? Can we start a production company and start
Let's
producing
do
good
it. That's
comedy?
it. It's done. We always
Done.
happen.
First of all, you
I'm
try
in
to do this.
Central Park tomorrow. We'll talk about it more.
All right, guys. Giannis, honestly, we got to wrap. We've been
Yeah,
going for
yeah.
2
Oh, we
hours.
got to wrap. Yeah.
Giannis,
really?
thank you. Seriously, I fucking love this. I
This was
fucking
great.
love this.
I had a great
Such
time.
a good time.
Thank
Guys,
you guys.
Giannis, everyone, thank you for watching. Giannis, you're the man. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
You're
We
seriously a
will
Can
champ.
you
spare
get
the
us, like, a
Greeks during the
free
new
trip to
Jewish World
Greece?
War.
Say again?
Can you give me a free trip to Greece?
Absolutely. I'll call the Greece.
And we'll get you.
We'll call up the Jew that runs the weather of Greece.
Yeah.
And we'll make
Just
it balmy.
Make it hot until November.
Come to Israel
Yeah.
in October. We're all going to be there. Come to
3 weeks.
Israel.
I'd love to.
Let's go to Tel Aviv.
I need to go to Tel Aviv.
So let's fucking go. It's
Let's do
unbelievable,
it.
the place.
Let's do it.
Unbelievable.
I'm telling
Thank you.
It's incredible.
And if anybody listening, just go my special, my
Yes.
latest specials on YouTube.
Yeah, plug,
Mom
plug.
Love, check it out.
It's
Mom
hilarious.
Love.
Check it out.
And
if
Follow
you're on the
and you're-
road, my tour dates, YannisPappasComedy.com to see me live.
Follow him on Instagram and also the podcast on
Podcast.
YouTube. and
Yannis
Spotify.
Pappas Hour.
Yannis Pappas Hour.
Yannis Pappas Hour. You can watch on YouTube or listen on Spotify.
And
And he's
you-
got a comedy album on Spotify.
Hold on, but we have to. Your name is a little bit. If you want to find his name on Instagram, go to our followers on our Instagram, and you will see him right there. If you type in
YANNIS.
no,
Yes.
spelled it wrong.
Spelled it right.
Y-A?
Oh.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
he's not a doctor.
Suck it, bitch.
Yeah. Nailed it. Yeah.
I have to get crucified.
Laibel, you look real dumb right now. Wow.
I thought it was Y-A-I.
Wow.
No, he got. Well, that's another way you can spell it. So you're not wrong either.
See.
But
you
he's
can.
technically right. That's the way I spell Yannis Pappas. Yada yada yada.
Love it. Giannis, you're the best. Guys, peace and love. On to the next.